Hello. Sorry, your hand is behind the game screen. Hello, and welcome to Black Winter Nights, here on the D20 Multiverse with myself, Oliver, Dungeon Master, and my lovely players, the Black Winter Knights. Thank you for joining us on this ridiculously hot Wellington summer day. We are melting in here, but we're about to just sit down and play Dungeons and Dragons for 3 hours, because, yeah.
Because you can swear on the internet.
Yeah. Can we? Fuck yeah! Fuck.
Okay, that's the limit.
Okay. Thank you.
Now none of the rest of it's
You're gonna hit the quota of it now, so
advertise it freely.
Did you know that the guy that wrote Law and Order once sent a message to the FCC after they sent him a list of times that he could use the word arsehole, 28, in a single episode. Then this is completely irrelevant. Then he wanted to do a scene where one of the characters pulls the finger, and the FCC said, no, you can't do that, it's too offensive. He said, look, either this character is pulling the finger in this scene, or I'm going to use the word arsehole 28 times in that scene. And the FCC buckled, just proving that peer pressure gets you anywhere. Now, we'd like to just thank Leonard at the top of the show. Thank you so much, dude, for your kind donation. That's going towards, way! Way to half-ass it, guys. That goes towards new microphones and such, so we can become independent, because we're borrowing this one. So thanks, Leonard, you're an absolute legend. When your donations come through, it makes us all smile, so thank you for making us all smile. Thanks to our rush of subs on YouTube. We in the last month we've gained 111 subs for the channel, which is just fantastic. It makes us feel gooey. I feel like melted caramel dipped in butter, lightly deep frying on a ranch in Saskatchewan, Alberta, Canada, while 3 Zambonis ride on a pot de terre. A wonderful. Okay, well, lost myself there. Anyway,
sometimes less is more.
Anyway, we're here, D20 Multiverse, to play Dungeons and Dragons, so let's get down to the fiction. Now, the Black Winter Knights, having found their way through the grand orb of Andior to the continent of Sinjera, more specifically the kingdom of Dol Severn, trying to find a way to get to the Warlands. Through use of an airship, they theorized they could steal. However, upon entering the slums of Dol Severn, inadvertently started quite a large coup, a riot of sorts. You guys find yourself in the central courtyard of Dol Severn, a wonderful grand place full of finery and lords and gold chains and silks elven made. However, the sound of this place is a cacophony of screams, jeers, and the soft plodding thuds of limbs hitting the ground. As you guys rush out from one of these alleyways that leads to these darker common areas of grand poverty, you can see in the middle a rush of the King's Guard of Dol Severn, known as the Omen, running forward, weapons drawn, shoo, glinting in the sunlight. The balcony where Mirabel Datarian, the princess whose birthday it was, has been pulled through and the doors have slammed shut. You currently see a couple of lords, highborn, elven lords, bleeding on the floor as Omen circle and protect them. The guards themselves are currently just engaged in combat with all these commoners who are holding woodworking tools and such as weapons. The sound is deafening, the blood is spraying every side of you. What are you guys doing?
How fucked are the commoners getting totally destroyed?
Yes. They're falling like flies. Dol Severn, these commoners have never been trained in combat, save for what they do, Friday evenings to pass the time. Whereas the Omen are some of the most highly trained military minds in Sinjera. There's no chance of this ending well for the commoners.
How many guards are there?
Currently surrounding about 8 high lords who have not managed to escape down any of the alleyways. There are 15 guards just in a circle. As the commoners run and are just beating and belting on their plate armor, they're just returning that with just strikes and stabs. So there's 15 in the center, and still 1 guard on every post for the alleyways. However, they're starting to rush into the fray as well.
You know that scene where Homer Simpson absorbs back into the bush?
Yeah. You'd like to do that? The sound is horrible. Screams and bodies hitting the floor.
Yeah, let's...
How about we absorb back into where the fuck these airships are?
Ooh, this is a good distraction.
It is.
Can you guys talk up just a little bit?
Okay.
There you go.
So I'm keen on the potions, because I want to see how they managed to conquer a city with the ball of potions.
In fact, the Alchemist's Quarry, the shop of the potions, close towards the grand gates to the kingdom and where all the rest of the fine events occur, is just to the left of the grand gates.
So I had a disguise, I believe, so I'm going to just don that and head off right directly to that and pretend that I've got anyone who's not disguised as a prisoner and get right in there.
Did we have 2 disguises from the guards?
Yes.
Oh, right.
But, you know,
You had
human
stripped.
size.
Yeah. You guys had stripped 2 guards. One
Yeah,
is
of course.
slightly stained with blood, just on the back, but not too noticeably.
Yeah.
Well loved.
Well, I'm human sized, so I can take one of the. I'll take the other disguise.
You
Human
guys,
size, you know, ranging from about 4 feet to 7 feet.
as you guys are having this conversation, you see the rather graceful arc of a decapitated head spraying blood through the air as it tumbles to the ground and rolls to your feet.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Yeah. Cool. Let's do that.
So, in the alleyways of the common areas of Dulcivern, 2 of the party just start stripping off their cloaks and such, and as quickly and hastily as they can, putting on the king's robes. You now look quite convincingly, you 2, like one of the Omen. However, your fine, soft, Palor worshipping face, not quite as imposing as most, you're doing fine. As you
Put on my
guys,
look real tough face, but
yeah.
yeah.
You now see the central mass of these people, the High Lords surrounded by the guards, are currently moving back towards the castle. The Alchemist's Quarry on the other side, you guys start making your way to, I assume?
Yep.
Yeah. Have all the guards been diverted to guarding Mirable and all that?
A lot of them are. In fact, at this point, you see the grand gates that lead to those finer areas of the city open, and about 50 Omen in 2 lines just start pouring out. You guys notice that the commoners see this, and the ones that remain standing, not decapitated or dismembered, look at each other briefly and turn back. I'm going to leave this to... In a blaze of glory, they rush towards the Omen with their woodworking tools and take down about 3 in sheer surprise as the Omen respond in kind. You guys make your way to the Alchemist's Quarry. Quite a beautiful little shop. In fact, the doors are inlaid with golds and silvers. So highly polished, you see a reflection of yourself in these strange garbs. The doors themselves are locked.
Does there appear to be anyone
very
home?
much longer?
Can we see any activity inside?
You peer to the side of the building where there appears to be a small circular window. Inside, you can see what looks like a terrified old elderly alchemist shaking behind a desk, and 2 of the Red Omen, the highly trained King's Guard, either side, hands on hilts, watching.
I mean, we're dressed as guys. We can bang on the door since we're the sun,
You can.
but we would then probably have to fight those 2 Omen.
We can.
Yep, I will knock on the door.
Alright.
The sound of your own knuckles on steel as you hear "Help!" and footfalls. A small slit in the door opens up, and just 2 eyes, dark and piercing, stare through. What?
Out of character.
Yeah.
It's a good time for it. What was the name of that Omen we met? The first guy we met.
Yeah. Agrin, possibly?
Okay, I'm gonna say, Agrin has ordered us to reinforce the position. Let us in.
That would be straight deception.
I convinced myself that is persuasion.
I'd say this is straight deception.
I rolled a 3, so let's just take a moment to find out the points I can get. 10.
Agrin has no sway over the Omen here.
I'm just gonna nod to you, I guess.
Yeah. Cool. I'm going to jiggle the door open
Cool.
by pushing very hard on it.
Sure. Okay, up to the door you step. Now, this is quite a heavy door. The Alchemist's Quarry is the main trade for this kingdom. The wares that lie within are highly prized by the Deterians. This is not going to be an easy check, but...
I will assist him.
Okay.
To just play your song while
I'll give you guidance as well.
I'll
Guidance,
kick it
alright.
with you.
You feel this,
Wait.
I think for the first time, rush of warmth from Gorstad's hand as the light of Palor fills you and softens your muscles.
So guidance is what? +2?
Four.
Plus 1d4.
1d4.
You rustle inside your cloaks and find a small strand of metal, which enters into the lock.
Well, athletics or just pure strength?
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
You're not.
Wait,
You're trying to push the door open, not.
Oh, you're not
lock it.
yeah. I think you're
I'm
locking
just
it.
gonna like.
Okay, that would be
That's why I'm
straight
assisting,
strength.
yeah.
So you bring both hands back and swing as hard as you can against the steel.
Alright. 6. What's that? 15. 18.
And your hands nearly break with force as you hit. The doors shake. You do not manage to make any leeway. However, the slot opens once more. This time, two blue eyes peer back at you. Specifically, you only need to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh shit.
As this warm arcane light starts blazing through his eyes,
14.
you feel your muscles tense like a surge of electricity through your body, and whoosh, you're locked into place.
Bollocks.
The door opens, and out step the two red omen. One just grabs you by the shoulders and pulls you into the room. The door slams.
Can I interject and
You
try
sure
and
can,
step
you
in
can
and
try.
hold the door open?
You can certainly try.
What do you want?
That would be a strength saving throw. I would say.
Okay.
Not like dicks.
I can do that.
I think it's trying to hold it open. It's more
25.
And as the door starts swinging closed, you yourself kind of teetering on the side, just being pulled in, your arm just right out. It cracks against the bones, but the muscles remain to keep it open. The omen switches his attention to you.
Excuse me, that's mine.
I think you're mistaken about that, friend.
Okay.
Yep, wisdom save.
Oh god. Oh god.
If we get him to use all his whole persons.
3.
And
But I'm in the doorway, holding
He
it
does
open, right?
holding the doorway.
you find yourself thrown onto the floor as your rigid body hits like a plank falling off a tree. And you yourself pulled in as well. Both of you see the door slam shut.
And this little grate that he peered through.
Yep.
Is it a flap I can lift up?
So it's behind the door, if you're to look at the door from the inside. Essentially, it's a piece of wood like this, or metal inlaid in the door with a handle that just slides.
Yeah. And
So to get that open from this side, you have to jam something into the side of it.
Okay. Can I try and work it open with a knife and then get my familiar to turn into a spider and climb in?
You certainly can try. I would say that's a sleight of hand check, because it's kind of like using thieves' tools.
Right.
As for you two, you guys clatter to the floor, unable to do much more than watch.
Do you guys like alcohol?
The red omen lean over your
I love
paralyzed
alcohol.
bodies.
There's a magical jug.
And what exactly are two stragglers doing in such a kingdom? I wonder. Probably not invited, should I say. Maybe I should take you to Mirabel, let her decide what to do with you.
We were totally invited, right? Just trying to sell my magic jugs.
Magic jugs. I think you've come to the wrong place, friend. This is not one of trade. The other one kind of elbows him. Maybe we should just bring the heads to the king. Well, we could. Now that would be fun, wouldn't it?
This is an alchemy shop, isn't it? Don't you like alchemical stuff like magic jugs?
In fact, as you guys your eyes free to move, glance around the room, you can see that this is more like a tower that kind of goes up in these circular, what are they called, shelves. The potions that are in there's maybe 1,000, 2,000, all organized by color. In fact, the soft shift of gradient that goes from blues to reds to dark reds to purples is actually quite beautiful. The vials themselves are fine crystal with golden stoppers. There's probably, you would estimate, about 1 million gold
Holy
worth
shit.
of potions in this place. You
Fuck
would
yes.
also assume probably quite well guarded.
Probably 1 million gold worth of guards.
Exactly.
I'm going to minor illusion Maribel's voice screaming and telling people to unhand her.
Nice.
Unhand me, you
Okay.
guards!
Okay, nice. I would say that would be either Arcana or Deception, your choice.
Or it could be a spell save.
Yeah, spell save DC of 15.
Okay,
Which would
let's
be
do that.
their insight check against, or investigation against the spell
Yeah,
save.
investigation.
Investigation.
Yeah.
I'm going to use the first D20 I ever bought
Ooh.
for a rogue named Switch. That would be a natural 4. So, immediately the doors swing open.
Nice.
and you two still paralyzed, staring up at the roof, and these two guards rush out into the fray. They draw their swords, which are very fine crafted moonblade steel, and immediately go in, taking down commoners. Find the princess! Cutting them to pieces.
Good work, guys.
Alright, I'm gonna go in, and whoever's closest to me, I'm gonna cast Lesser Restoration on, which
Okay.
will unparalyze them.
Cool, that would be your friend here, Orthang.
I'm going to punch you for 1 damage. Does that work? I don't know if that works.
Yeah,
I'll
no,
find out.
yeah. If I take damage, I think we roll another save.
Another save, or is it me making my concentration check on the spell?
No,
If he
Because-
takes
Obviously
damage,
it doesn't work like that, because I mean, the way it works is every round you get a chance to resist it.
Okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
That really works out.
I'll punch you anyway because I don't know that.
all right,
Yeah.
cool.
Alright, repeat your saves. Well, except you, which is now cured by Lesser Restoration.
Thank you. Wisdom, right?
Yeah.
9.
9. Okay.
If 14 didn't do it.
Still locked in place.
I will close the door and shut and lock it
Cool, alright.
once everyone's inside.
You find yourselves now amidst a bit of silence. Not too much, however, as from behind the counter... Here to rob me, I suppose. Right? And this little wizened alchemist, you can hear a foot, on steps as she climbs the step ladder to be able to see over. You guys hear outside, "Find the princess!" and the sounds of battle, whereas inside there's less noise as well. That's just kind of coming through the walls.
So yes, I'm glad you're amenable. And I'll shut the door. Can I bar the door now?
Yeah, there's locks inside. A standard brick, steel barricade on the inside. Usually for emergencies, there are final locks as well.
Are there curtains so I can close?
Yeah.
Okay.
Find
Okay.
dark purple silk. You just kind of.
Yep.
The person now bemused, kind of watching all four of you as you enter this room. Orphan kind of stands up from the ground, shuts the curtains. Well, it's been quite some time since this happened.
Do we need the battle map?
Huh? Would you care to introduce us to your shop?
Well, yes, I feel that's only the kind thing to do. And without speaking, a hood appears from her robe and covers most of her face. You can see one eye completely white and one eye completely black. In fact, looking closer, you can see small threads of silver light in each. Almost runic or elvish in their inscriptions in her face. Her face itself is very wrinkled. In fact, if she smiled, it would look like the map of a Tokyo subway. And as she kind of leans forward, you are all... Actually, can everyone roll insight, please?
19.
Nice.
1.
12.
Cool.
Mine's 10 and my familiar's 5.
Okay. Some of you feel a small arcane presence in your minds. Orthanc, you're very aware of this.
Okay, I've probably come across something like this in my time training for interrogation.
Yeah, you would recognize this as detect thoughts.
Yeah.
So the surface memories, the surface thoughts of all of you, as one by one she looks into each of your eyes.
I start thinking about... I'm going to say bad things. Wrinkly old man penis.
Okay.
And I'm going to ready an action to stab her if she looks like she's about to cast another spell.
Okay, alright. Give me 1 second. I need some music for this.
Okay.
Here we go. Alright.
I'm going to be on guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about how I missed the days when I could move.
Oh, you're still locked in place.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it seems not brutes, nor burglars.
So I'm going to ask her, what we're most interested in is how the lords of this domain managed to take over the whole area with just potions.
Ah, yes. Interesting, the fine craftsmanship they bring to the art. I've never quite seen talent like it those years ago. I think it's their methods that give them credence to their findings.
Who's they?
The Detarians, wonderful alchemists from a long line of potion crafters. Not quite as, let me say, diplomatic in their experiments. What do you wish to get from my shop? You could steal as much as you could carry, sell it, and they'd have your heads before you're out the front gates. Or you could take your luck and down a few and see what happens. Not labelled, you see. Find it more fun that way.
You're absolutely correct there.
She casts a spell magic and your muscles kind of soften.
Thank you.
Terribly sorry. The shoot first, ask questions later methods of the omen, while keeping one safe, might also limit one's options.
Are you a Deuterian yourself?
Myself, no. In fact, a crafter from the ancient age. I found a way of bringing out the magical properties of artifacts and ingredients through world magic. My friends, wonderful people, may I sell you something?
Do I have the gold?
Do you agree with the Deuterian's methods?
No.
You can see her calculate, and she's not sure of the answer of which to give. They get things done. Very ambitious, the lot of them. Never quite content with what they've already done, always looking to the next, you see.
We're looking to upset this balance of power, and we don't need you to necessarily overtly side with us, but I think you're in the position to point us in the right direction.
And at this point, I need you all to make wisdom saves, as she is now casting Detect Thoughts, but attempting to probe deeper into your minds.
Modified 20.
Nice.
3.
Okay.
13.
Yeah.
19.
Okay. Two closest to me succeed in your saves. Two furthest from me do not. Immediately her eyes, just kind of the silver threads in her eyes glow. Her silver hair itself glows as well. And you hear the tinkering of potions and vials as a small wind kind of rustles the shelves just slightly. She kind of mumbles. Sounds almost like a language of snakes or something. Yes. And in your minds, you just feel your memories and the stories, just these books, these tomes of your thoughts just being ruffled through, these pages just read. You find floods of the day's events just coming before your eyes in these strange, uncontrolled visions. And after a short moment, she retracts. Whew. You may be right. Listen. And she motions for you to come closer. What are you guys doing?
I'm going to ask her about what world magic is this that you use? It's a scary thing that I've...
Ah, yes. The most ancient and powerful of all the arcane. The cornerstones. The very pillars of magic on which the wizards, warlocks, and such sit. They say 4 channels of energy. Wind, earth, air, and fire. The elements that create life itself. Stilled, burning brightly. In the center of all storms, thoughts, and persuasions. As for the Deuterians, I think you might be able to cure a sickness that finds itself in this city. At night, in the common areas, you hear it. The screams, the sounds of people being taken from their homes into the castle. Now, if I were to be able to peer beyond that wall, I might find the answers myself. But alas, the protection there is absolute. Save for maybe a few tricks by some weary travelers, if you get my drift.
Don't they not like magic here? How are you able to have a foothold?
Magic here in Dulce Severn seen more as a madness than anything. Madness, as you know, aids the craft. It is the river through which creativity flows. As long as I produce, they hassle me not.
If they're such talented alchemists, what use do they have for you?
I myself find a keeper of the potions. She's going to show you. Alright. More here for my ability to... And as she finishes that sentence, she puffs into black smoke, appears right behind you, and trips. Gorstad, who just... Make a dex save, if you wish.
It's going to hit 2s.
Hits the ground, and through another puff of smoke, appears back behind the counter. My way of persuasion, I guess you'd call it. Look, friends, you have about 30 seconds before the guards return. What do you need?
Give us whatever we need to get into that castle.
Very well. Of course, you mentioned not my name. Should you be captured, tortured, and persuaded to give up such information, we have a deal, yes?
We don't even know your name. The deal is absolute.
Forgot to introduce yourself.
Excellent. And a small white puff of smoke appears in her hand and dances lazily towards the roof until it condenses and falls in a silver drop, which she catches. This might aid you quite well, my friends. Quick now! The doors are about to open, and they open behind you, and she simply... Simply transacting a little business. You have your potions, gentlemen. Move along. And the two red omen come back. Why are they standing? Why not? And you see both their eyes flash white. Terribly sorry. And they both kind of lumber and stand at their posts either side of the counter, which the person behind winks and smiles. Alright.
Get out of there.
You guys walk into now what is an empty courtyard. Save for a few body parts and quite a lot of blood. In fact, there are already a couple of smaller commoners scrubbing away in rags at the bloodstains on the floors of the white marble of the courtyard.
We have this thing. We don't know what it does, how to use it, where to go. What are we doing?
That's a good question. Can I examine this and see if I can figure anything out about it?
You certainly can. That is your choice of Arcana or Insight. Why is the music not?
We'll go with insight. 14.
Okay, cool. So immediately you recognise it to be of elven construction. That's obvious by the finery of the metalwork. And in terms of what it does, you're not sure with a 14, but you definitely sense an arcane pulse from it, some kind of magical persuasion.
Arcana of 6 doesn't help? Or 5 more or less?
I mean, my Arcana 6. I wouldn't mind, like, trying my hand at, like, trying to poke around with this thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm going to say you seemed quite keen to free any slaves that there might have been.
We're soon we'll find those fighting pits, don't we?
Yeah, well, the fighting pits were going to be a way to secure some authority.
Oh,
I
true.
don't know how viable that is now.
You guys are both still in Kingsguard Omen uniforms, by the way,
Yeah.
which is attracting slight bits of attention, but not too much.
Does, what's that? That's 23? Do
For
anything
what?
for the, I'm checking out the
Yeah,
thing
what
with Arcana.
was it? Arcana?
Arcana.
Yeah, cool. Alright, so as you kind of turn it over on your hands, there is this residue of this black kind of creeping energy. In fact, as you focus your attention on it and try and work out any kind of arcane madness that it hides, you notice that it casts a shadow right across your palm. But you notice that the light is not casting that shadow, it's the object itself that is casting the shadow.
Alright, I think you might be best to handle this.
You guys do notice that the only people that really remain here are the guards blocking the entrances to the common areas.
Yeah. Right, well, shall we do the whole guards, prisoners, get past them thing?
Classic, works every time.
Works every time.
It's the best. Always works.
Every time.
We
Yeah.
might not need to. We might be able to just. Well, are they actually blocking every possible exit from here, or are they just kind of at the?
They're
alleyways?
blocking all the exits.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Sure.
So should we do that?
Yes.
Alright, well, yeah, we'll do that and kind of be looking like we're dragging these guys up there and we'll approach one of the guards. I don't think we know or care which one we go to.
Okay, so you travel to the one that's closest to the Alchemist Quarry, the shop, which is a rather gruff-looking fellow whose hands you can see are shaking from adrenaline as he kind of is just wiping blood from a small weapon. Well, that was fun! Don't have too much. Who are these two?
Saving a couple for later.
Yeah.
Nicely done, friends, nicely
I
done.
think the princess wants to make an example of these ones.
Well, your heads will remain on spikes for the rest of your very short lives then, my friend.
I whimper very unconvincingly.
Well,
Nice.
that'd be great. Everyone will know me.
Well, you know,
Everyone
people
will
come
know my
from
face.
here and near and far to spit upon your corpses. You don't mind if I have a little fun myself?
Not at all, be my guest.
Orthan, a swift punch to the gut on a gloved fist hits you square and knocks the air out of your half-orcish form. As you double over, trying to bring your breath back, you find a hand on the back of your head as you're kind of pulled upright, and just this horrible, like, grizzled face right up in your personal space.
Excuse me, sir, may I have another?
And headbutt comes straight. You're kind of like making it look like it hurts more than it actually does, trained as you are. But he kind of smiles as a small trickle of blood like travels into his eye. Well, that was fun. So, why can't we just kill them? I've always wanted to skin one, you know?
Well, as I said, the princess wants them. She's got something pretty dark in mind for them, so skinning would be nice, but, you can't let them off that easy.
What about a finger? And he reaches into his cloak and pulls out like a small pair of pliers.
You know what to tell you, these are the princesses. Do you want to defy the princess? Do you
Everyone
want to be experiencing whatever they're having as well, mate?
If every guard we goes past takes a finger, there'll be none left when we get to Marable.
Okay, that would be straight intimidation. Let's see how strong these guys actually feel. Pretty strong.
Net 20.
Oh, right! With a net 18 on my end, that
Nice.
was like very close to what you needed to persuade this guard or intimidate this guy. And as your strong, like, Palor-forced words come out of your face for the princess, he immediately puts the thing away. Of course, Marable is the rightful ruler of Dol Severn. She should deal with the prisoners, my friends. And he motions for you to enter the guard's castle.
As a little quiet fart as we walk up.
You guys, okay. You get let through a very beautiful doorway into the other side of the wall facing the courtyard. Inside is trees and plants growing up the side, these vines that kind of snake the other side of the wall. Some of the botanists among you notice that these are rare, expensive plants from jungles and such far away. In fact, Gorstag, you notice that one of these plants is Seer's Wish, a plant that has white petals for sun and red petals if it's going to rain. In fact, the petals are red, indicating that rain is on its way. You notice this from your studies in Duskin. In fact, you were all given a small book of herbology, just as a basic kind of training. But you notice that.
Yeah,
Have you not seen that?
Proficient in nature. Is there anything I'd want to grab as I go past?
Cool. So the further end of one of these walls, the ones that enter the courtyard, is what's known as quickweed, a small thorny bush that essentially, when rustled or interacted with, will just snake and attach. You can sometimes ranges from jungles like beyond Ucast, but you know in your study, use for weapons and such. In fact, there is supposed to be a method of capturing quickweed to be able to release it, throw it, and have it snake and attack and wrap an individual, if you were skilled enough. So that would be something that, you don't get in the cast.
Yeah, sounds risky, yeah. So, leave that.
The courtyard itself, on the other side, is even more grand than the one you just came from. In fact, the bricks, probably not gold plate like entirely, but certainly give off a gold kind of glow. The guards within are mostly Red Omen. There's not really any of the standard stock guards within here. Highly trained red cloaks that billow to the floor as they kind of stand, weapons obscured by their cloaks, but kind of watch as you guys, dressed as Omen, enter. The far side of this courtyard, also the animals here that you see, rare and exotic beasts and birds from all around. But the Red Omen are kind of watching, intrigued, as you guys enter through the gates. They kind of just watch as you feel like a teenager at their first cocktail party, rather out of place and wanting to give off a good impression, but you kind of feel that you're at, in the wrong areas as one of them steps forward, thick red boots clanking on the gold grounds. Lost, are we?
I think so, yes. We were just going back through the common areas and took a wrong turn in the confusion.
Well, you best head back out that way, friend.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. He watches. He stands in. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll lead these guys away into the direction.
Okay. You guys kind of turn and wander. He goes back and stands in front of one of the doorways. Dark oak, probably black oak actually. Again, expensive, rare. You guys kind of head back to where you were from, and you have a brief opportunity, unseen, unguarded, What would you guys like to do?
Where are we going?
We're gonna go back to like the common areas, like the right.
Do we?
Do we? I thought that's where we would have.
I thought we wanted to break in and find where the prisoners were.
Can either find slaves, go and find what's happening further in the castle with the Detarians, or go to the airships, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or we could get an airship, crash it into the castle, get another airship, save the prisoners.
There's a lot of airships. Do you know how to fly one of those?
No, it'll be easy to crash.
Yeah, so we're gonna get the crashing part done, right?
In fact, Orthunk, as you say the words, do you know how to fly an airship? All four of you realise that fairly new creation in this world, none of you would have any clue of how to do such a thing.
Air currents are like ocean currents, right? I can probably do
You can figure it out.
yeah.
I do, as you guys kind of approach,
Like flying a kite.
you guys are essentially like against now the wall, but still on the side, inside the king's realm. But further down the wall, which again is overgrown with expensive but still vines and such, you just hear tss, tss, and a small hooded figure kind of just motion.
You and your hoods.
Look over.
Cool. You recognise it to be Kieran, the nimble rogue, which you had met in the common areas not too long ago.
Yeah, we go.
Let's get off the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get over
Yeah,
there.
we'll
Cool.
like acknowledge and follow.
Cool. He motions for you guys, and you kind of go to a less populated area.
Sorry, there was the brother who was missing, right?
Yeah, that's the one that you... Oh, yeah, shit, you haven't actually met him.
What?
Sorry, he introduces himself as Kieran. Yes, the rogue brother of the young one that you had helped.
Right,
Oh,
right,
right.
right. Yeah, I thought Keyring was.
Yeah.
Keyring or Kieran?
Kieran.
Kieran.
Yeah. But,
Right.
But in D&D world, so
Of
Kieran.
course, so
yeah.
Kieran.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Or Keyring, because he's a rogue and opens
Yeah,
doors.
yeah, that's what I figured, but I'm
Yeah.
like, no.
It
he's
works on multiple
mispronouncing
levels.
it, Yeah.
Very clever, Oliver. Well done.
There you go.
Good job.
Now you guys have to get online and figure out which dialect Dulcivern comes from, and then translate it. Anyway, as you guys make your way to where this hooded rat roguish figure leads you, he immediately just goes, walking right in the front gates. Now that is brazen. That's something else. I haven't quite seen that before, my friends. Well done. Interesting. Not Kingsguard. I could see it a mile away. Didn't fool me for 1 second, but then again, I'm the quick type. Quite wild, you know. The mind moves quickly. It looks like you're in need of help. Now, I'm not always going to give that for free, but certainly I can help. Maybe. If you need.
You Kieran?
That would be my name. Unfortunately, it seems that my ability to run sneakily and unknown is not quite past beyond your keen intellect. Yes, that is my name. Don't spread it around.
We know your sister. Your family misses you. Where have you been?
Ah, now that's a story I need to tell you a bit further down. He turns and starts walking away.
This man healed your sickly father.
I stops in one step and spins around. And of course, I would not want to do anything but thank you for such kindness. It's this I want to show you. And he turns to the wall and presses on one of these bricks, and just a small little opening. Now, friends, the entrance of Azazel. Now,
Is that who?
Azazel.
I want to do insight on him.
Absolutely, you can.
Yeah, me too.
Go for
That one.
it.
9.
23.
Yeah.
Nice. So he seems flushed and thrilled with something, but also seems that he means you no harm whatsoever. The entrance of Azazel, and he looks at blank faces. Azazel.
Oh, no.
Travelers, the underworld.
I don't know if we necessarily want to go there.
The city underworld.
You misunderstand.
No.
He says, the ways of Azazel train one, and he kind of, you notice from the wraps in his hand, pulls out a gold coin and just kind of like plays it across his knuckles. The teaching of Azazel, unmatched in their skill, and he kind of catches it and it vanishes within the wraps once more. But the latest task, where I've been for quite some time, Azazel, introducing passages and doors to every part of every kingdom. In fact, the audience of Nyx himself had persuaded us to do such work. Obviously dangerous, entrapment, difficult, not entirely impossible, and oh so rewarding. The coins and gold which he poured at our feet was something that I really could not turn away.
I'm sorry, who is this?
Nyx.
NYX is in like
Correct.
the god of shadows.
Correct.
Right.
It seems that you're not from this area. Now look, upon my travels, my way back into the city, I saw something I can't quite agree with. People being taken by force into the castles.
We get that's ongoing.
It seems so. No doubt that was the fate that I was surmised for. But I feel like there's something deeper to this scenario. Now I myself, and he pulls out a coin from the other wrap and starts dotting it across his hands. You notice it to be one of the king's coins from Ukast. And he kind of catches it and it vanishes once more within the wraps. Now I find myself out of task. The doors are installed in the kingdoms and we can make our way through pretty much anywhere we want. But now I have nothing. No job, no influence, nothing. No coin coming my way for quite some time.
Surely you want to help your own people, right?
I want to do as much as I can. I don't know how much can be done. It's the old question.
I have no gold to give, but I could give you a greatsword.
Sword's not really my style, you see.
No, it's a great sword.
Oh, good sword, yeah.
I find myself, and he just catches a dagger out of each sleeve. Not really in the market, and he dangles them around. In fact, Orthunk, you would recognize these to be crafted from the Shadowlands. Very fine weapons indeed. And they kind of disappear once more. I found myself not in need of weapons. No, it's stories I wish for. Something to tell the grandkids, you understand.
Stories, eh?
A story. An adventure worthy of the skills and trades of Azazel. Let me help you break into the castle.
Sure.
Can I insight check this?
What's your bonus?
4.
His motivations are as guarded and as shaded as his character self.
Sounds great.
Yeah, lead the way.
Very well. I would keep the guards' uniforms on. In case, let's say, shit goes south. We may need to persuade one or two creatures to let us through. Anyway, I found an entrance, Azazel, this way. And he kind of motions. You guys start walking around what looks like a part of the king's realm that is fairly forgotten. It's just a little channel. It doesn't lead anywhere. In fact, really all it is a gap between the edges of the walls of the castle and the wall itself. It's not really patrolled that much, as the walls are so high that no one would see anyone climbing over this kind of stuff. So it's suitably hidden, yeah. But as you travel, Kieran kind of just hoods up, and even though you can see him, like he shifts with such a subtlety that it's hard to keep your eyes trained on where he is. Yeah, in fact, he's next to invisible in the way that he moves. Even though you can see him going from one place to another, it's just so elegant that he doesn't set off anything in your minds. He just kind of travels nearly invisible as he makes his way around. But after some travel, you get to a point where this alleyway ends, and there's just brick, around all sides. And once again, he takes one foot off the ground and just spins around in place. Well, you see, you look like you're climbable. And he kind of jumps and just puts two legs out and poof, lands on the either side. Up, lads, and just starts making his way up. What would you guys like to do?
I can put one of you in the bag of holding and
Yeah.
then climb if you're too fucking feeble to do it yourself. That's my kind offering today.
Yeah, I'm game. I can hold my breath for like a whole minute.
At this point, it's
That
maybe
probably
about
works.
6 p.m. The sun is just ducking below the horizon, and nightfall is nearly upon you.
I will attempt to climb up.
Right, let's
Yeah.
make some acrobatics checks.
Alright. Are you gonna get in the bag?
Totally.
Can you do that? I don't know if you can do that.
I think there are rules for like how much air you've
There's
got.
air.
It's-
I'll look it up.
Okay.
It's Constitution. Anyway.
Check the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I do athletics? Climb, strength.
Okay, sure.
I got a 9 on my acrobatics.
So, Gorstag, the first
That's
to
probably
act,
what I would've
leaps and goes to spider climb the walls. You immediately just miss and just fall straight back down on your butt. Kieran stifles a laugh as he
You made it look a lot easier than it is.
says, guilty. Yeah.
15.
Can I have a pineapple one, please? Thank you.
Off-brand
15.
pineapple up.
Cool. Yeah, there you go. However, you managed to make your way up a lot easier than that.
Okay, so
That's
the
good.
diameter of the mouth is about a 2-foot diameter, and a creature that breathes inside the bag can survive for a number of minutes equal to 10 divided by the number of creatures.
Okay.
It's all the time. Good name.
So yeah, just don't forget he's in there.
Yeah, don't forget who's in there.
Yeah, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Who said what?
There was always only 3 of us, right? Like,
Of course.
I'll put my alchemy jug in there and then try climb as well.
Okay.
What's-
Athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Ooh, okay, I'll do athletics. 22.
Okay, and Orthanc kind of, you just leap, kick your foot against the wall, push yourself up, and just catch to the top of this thing. With one hand dangling, almost showing off, you kind of just one-handedly pull yourself up. Kieran, who's already standing at the top, flattened against the wall of the Outer Kingdom, kind of just gives you quite an impressive look. Gorstark, you're still on your ass.
yeah, I'm going to get up, make a quick prayer to Palor, and give myself guidance. Net 20 though.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, Palor came through!
Hello confirmed.
Yeah.
A beam of light
Yeah.
comes down and lifts you from the ground. No, immediately, as soon as Palor is introduced, you just get this rush. In fact, a lot of your training in Duskin was how to channel the light of Palor. As you remember that training and just look up to the last glints of sunlight as the sun finally dips below the horizon, it just enters your form, and you kind of see every outstretched movement. You see the relation of the size of your hands to your fingers, to your arms, to your shoulders. You see the relation to that, to nature and light itself, the very vibrations of life. And through that, you just kind of see, all I have to do is kick myself off this wall, then that one, then put my foot there, and then leap in a spiral, and I'll get to the top. Easy. And that's exactly what you do. 1, 2, 3, jump, lift, and you're now standing upon the wall.
I give Kieran like a bit of like a what's up kind of like.
He flicks you a gold coin, my friend. Now that was an impressive display, not one like that I've seen in quite some time. Anyway, hush voices,
I'll
gentlemen.
open the bag holding it.
And the head of... Now that's an interesting item. Where did you find that?
I killed a man for it.
Okay, won't delve any deeper into that one.
Just quickly out of character.
Yeah.
If somebody's in a bag of holding, can they get out or can they only be pulled out?
You want to suffocate some monsters.
Because I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
pretty sure you can just go around shoving the bag of holding over people and then holding them in there for 10 minutes, and then like every single problem solved.
I think like you have to be like when you're opening a bag of holding,
Yeah.
what you want is there.
Yeah.
Because it's like arcane and shit.
Yeah.
And so if you open it and you don't want them,
Yeah.
then they're still in there.
Yeah.
Alright. Well.
Basically, you have to think of the item you want to take out. You can't just
Yeah.
like turn it upside down and check it out.
I mean, you can turn it upside down and turn it inside out, and then everything falls out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. You can't. If you turn it upside down, nothing comes out.
But that sort of creature
yeah,
that's
you have to
trapped that you
turn it
check in
inside
there
out.
wouldn't be able to get out of its own volition and would
Right.
suffocate to death after 10
Yes,
minutes.
that's true.
Yeah.
Alright. You need to turn that into like a butterfly net kind of thing. Yeah.
The butterfly net of holding.
Yeah.
This giant dragon appears and breathes fire across the landscape. Adventurers fall left and right, but the Black Winter Knights go, I got this fucking net, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, you all manage to make your way up to the top of this wall. Kieran kind of says, okay, fine, well done. Now comes the tricky part. And he leaps and just catches hold of the small protruding brick from beneath a window. In fact, I'll roll for it. Let's see how well it does.
You should have rolled.
As he falls, he misses the thing. As he falls, losing face a little bit from one of his sleeves, just a little hook catches and kind of regains his composure with a fucking 4 and pulls himself back up and stands right on the side of the window. As he motions for you guys to do the same, he kind of reaches into his cloak and just starts tinkering with the window.
I shake the bag.
You're alright. Well, I'll say maybe you need it.
Yeah, I think I might go in there with this one.
Okay.
I'll try my luck with this
You
one.
can both fit in there.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
It's not going to take 5 minutes to make this jump.
Yeah.
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 I need to be prideful. I'll do
Alright,
it.
cool. Yep. We'll snuggle up in the bag of holding.
Soft Elton John plays through
Yeah.
the bag as you pour a glass of wine. Hey, how's it going?
Is there enough space for like
Yeah,
running
I've
jump?
got candles here.
Yeah. Well, a couple of steps, but yeah.
This is my backup day room.
Cool. Alright, so the Goliath hulking figure runs and jumps and falls.
11.
No, 11's not going to do it.
Thought not.
You kind of catch towards the bottom and your fingers just graze the underside of the stone. You start tumbling. However, reflex save from Kieran fails again. Woof, goes to catch you as you just slip. Woof. How high was that? That was like what? 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you hit the other side of the wall. Woof, onto one knee, and it kind of bruises and cracks a little bit as well. And Kieran kind of just face palms and starts pulling out a small rope from inside his cloak and starts lowering it down. What are you guys doing?
I'm going to tie a grappling hook, throw it, and then tie part of the other end of the rope onto my belt.
Yeah.
So do you want me to do anything for that?
Yeah, that would be, I'd say, just straight dexterity.
Okay.
The attack roll.
7.
Okay. Oh, it sails gracefully through the air. And yeah, just kind of travels. Actually hits you in the head as it kind of comes down.
There you go, use that, and then I'll run and try and take a jump.
Okay, sweet. Athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Athletics.
Don't you have it tied to you?
11.
Okay.
Welcome!
Kieran face palms once more.
Yeah, I'm just
and-
going to yank him as he like goes for the running jump.
He kind of mutters to him. Kieran mutters to himself. That's in fact, he just sighs. In fact, you guys kind of hit the other side of the wall.
I stole my wine in the bag.
Kieran gives up what he's trying to do with the lock and takes out the grappling hook and just kind of smashes the window. And then he hooks it into the inside, sails down, and hands a rope to you.
Oh, you're a kind young gentleman, aren't you? And I'll try and climb it.
Okay, some strength rolls, and please roll well.
Just strength?
Yeah.
12.
Nat 20.
Nice. So, the Goliath essentially in two pulls. You just and then you're up. It's actually quite difficult to get through the window. It's only been smashed a little bit and you're huge, so you're kind of like poking bits
Can
of
I
glass.
just smash the window?
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Properly burglar smash it. You can like put a blanket up and make it quiet.
Let's
I don't
slow
have a
go a
blanket.
little bit on this one, haven't we?
It's not the hardest thing to get.
The rest of you make your way up as well. Some of you in the back of holding. Kieran displays quite nimbleness as he kind of jumps and pulls himself through and kind of lands. You find yourselves in quite a finery room. The carpets on the ground are well, it's like Peruvian silk or some kind of thing. Beautiful, like very complex patterns on the ground, and you find this strange kind of dusty quality to the air. It's very quite thick. Kieran is just rushing to the door on the other side of the room, and he's got his ear up against the door. He seems happy, and he's now trying to pick the lock. The room itself, it's almost like a forgotten zone of a ancient museum, or one of those, those like op shops owned by like 80-year-old dudes, and all the stuff is just kind of piled.
Yeah.
And it's probably worth a lot, but it's not really organized in any way. That's the room in which you find yourself. It smells like old tomes and ancient books. The light is very dim. It's made just slightly above torchlight, and there are crates and fineries and rings and small signets and such.
Can I just search through this room for like cool shit?
Yeah, roll
Can you use
investigation.
detect magic.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll get these guys out of the bag.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I'm kind of reaching.
26 on investigation.
I need a
Cool.
priest.
You find a lot. You find books of histories of the Lost Age. You find so I think one of the most interesting things you find is a large map, maybe the size of a roll of carpet, maybe like halfway up the side of your body, rolled up and bound and leaning against a corner in this room. Hard to carry.
In the
Bad
bag.
guy.
Yeah.
You want to like try and jam this in there?
What is it?
It's a large map,
Of what?
probably this continent. Have I?
Can we have
Do you want to
Yeah.
roll it out?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
You kind of
We've
put it on
got
the ground,
time. Yeah,
and
yeah,
like a
just
roll
sort
of
of
lino, you push it and it unravels. In fact, the scrolling of what languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Giant, Draconic, and Primordial.
I've got Sylvan, Celestial, and Elvish on
Is
me.
it an orc?
No, in fact, this would be.
I've got Dwarvish as well. Isn't there?
This would be the language of the Lost Age, a dialect none of you speak.
Oh, of course.
Didn't write that on my sheet.
Yeah, exactly. I speak Common and the language of the Lost Age.
Yeah, but there wouldn't happen to be like language of the Lost Age translation books in here, would there?
The language of the Lost Age for dummies.
Yeah, like sort of Rosetta Stone. But
Yeah, there's an audio book on it.
Yeah.
You have to load it to your phone.
I think I have the phrase book with me.
No, but basically, so you can't read the inscriptions, the text. But what it seems to be is drawings of a jungle. You can recognise certain patterns of tree and such like that. And scrawled with circles around it is the depiction of a small statue of a dog.
Of a dog.
Yep.
Nice.
I like that.
Alright. Gonna look around the room for a small statue of a dog.
Okay, roll investigation. Kieran at this point, you just hear click. He's got the lock under.
16.
Nope, you do not
Yo,
find it.
Kieran, what's this? And I'll point at that.
He rushes over. In fact, as his training of Azazel, he casts comprehend languages.
Of course.
He just kind of stares at it for a bit. He says, I haven't seen... It's interesting. It says, and then kind of just his eyes kind of just focus and he kind of blinks. Amharic Abedi. Interesting. Never thought it was real. A story of the likes. Ones that merchants would tell you at taverns in 3 a.m. Interesting.
Could be a fun adventure.
Well, they say that it was the greatest test of adventurer's will. If you ever managed to find your way down in the cities, the underworlds of the jungles, the treasure. Oh, they said it was second to none.
Have they got dogs there?
Is that this little dog statue?
The marker of the entrance place, it says. Phew. I've heard stories about it. They tell about it in Azazel. Often adventurers claim that they've looted and plundered some things for sale from Amharic Abedi. Of course, we never give much stock or credence to those.
Could be a good adventure.
Well, they say it has the box in which you can pull any item you wish. You pull the great relics of the ancient world right from the rift of time itself. My friends, we have a purpose, not to get distracted.
I guess in my familiar art, the scout invisible. Just
Nice. Cool. So essentially this, what form is your familiar at the moment?
I'll make it a small raven, but invisible.
Cool. So this small, like, dark, belted bird just takes off, starts flying towards the door. With each beat of its wings, it glows more and more transparent until it's just this shimmer that vanishes out the door. Kieran himself has flattened himself against the wall. He's seen this and he's kind of just letting you do your thing. He's also got a hand on a dagger, just in case.
What are we expecting through here, Kieran?
Yes, should be quite heavily guarded. Patrols and such.
We talking, fighting, or sneaking?
The old question.
Do you know the way to the captive's pen?
Captors,
Slaves.
I must admit I haven't ventured here too often to lift a few coin or things I can sell.
Okay.
I think sneak might be a best option. If that fails, fight. Your raven flies down very chic the hallways. The paintings which adorn the walls are all framed in golds and silvers, and quite finely, intricately crafted. But essentially, the hallway itself is this curling circle. You do see a couple of guards outside a couple of doors. They don't seem to be patrolling though; they seem to be stationary where they are. And after a while, it kind of does the full circuit and comes back.
Okay. Is there anything like neck braces that I could put on these guys that I can find in this room?
Right. I mean, there's what are they called? Gold chains that people use for attaching plate to plate, kind of thing. Not actually a shackle itself, but stuff you could kind of fashion to look like shackle.
Okay. I'm gonna get some of that and ask nicely, politely, if you would please be my slave for this moment.
Barry White starts playing on the
Yeah,
stereo.
exactly.
Normally I have a few
cough
drinks
awkwardly
first.
on the way.
And I'm gonna say, I'll get you to carry some shit, and we'll say that you're needed to bring this junk. Hopefully there are vials glass or something, so I can say that I need to...
Yeah, there'll definitely be a couple of empty vials for sure.
Yeah.
We should just be aware that I have a great axe and a pike on my back, so if someone need to, I can put them on my back.
Bag of holding,
Yeah. I'll just wear that on the front like a fanny pack so I can reach it quickly.
Nice. Sure.
Yeah. And,
Stylish.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're going to say we're running an errand to the alchemy workshop.
Okay. Yep. Cool. Kieran kind of says, "No, I don't myself really look like a guard or a prisoner." Sure, why not? Don't leave me in there, please.
Don't steal anything and I won't.
Fuck it. Okay, fine. And he dives in head first, woof, and just vanishes into the pocket dimension of the bag of holding.
Cool. We have to move quickly.
This is cool. Sorry.
I'm gonna leave my sword and flail
In the back?
up here.
Up here?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. You're going to find a small corner.
I can
a
just
small table.
take those for you if you want.
No. No, you can carry more things without them. And I can just poof.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys kind of poke your head out the door. Immediately, there's not too much. It's just hallway on either side. You guys do see tables occasionally with chalices and goblets and such. And actually, what looks like almost like a golden tennis ball. You're not too sure what it is, but an elvenly crafted golden tennis ball. Are you guys going left or are you guys going right?
I like the golden tennis ball. Is that like grabbable or is it fixed to something?
No, you can grab it.
I'll put that in the bag and say, don't touch us.
Kieran catches it from the pocket dimension and takes a breath. Sure. What it looks like is like golden feathers, but they seem to be mechanical in some way, almost like a three-dimensional puzzle. You would surmise from just looking at it.
Kind of golden snitches.
Yeah,
Okay.
about the size of tennis ball. All right. As you guys go for a while, the rugs beneath your feet, this deep red, crushed velvet kind of stuff. The hallways themselves are almost completely silent, but you guys are making a little bit of noise just with what you're wearing and such, which attracts the attention of one of the palace guards, who leans and you kind of just see his head poking around. What do we have here? And he steps forward. You notice red omen cloak and armors.
We're running an errand, but we seem to have got a bit lost. Clearly this isn't where we want to be.
Well, it is, a network of hallways and such, uncertainly. Why?
See, they're the labourers. I can't be hauling these things myself.
No, of course. I need some straight deception against my insight.
How's it 10 because I rolled 3 again?
How's me rolling a 7, so that succeeds.
Oh my god.
They don't put their finest in this.
No. Well, I mean, it's the social compliance thing. You guys are wearing the outfits, you're doing it with confidence.
It's like the clipboard and a hard hat thing. Right?
Yeah. I'm sorry, sir, the deposit box for the bank is out of order. Just hand your cash to me. Sure. Well, where are you? Why? That one looks dangerous. You kind of, almost like a kid at a zoo seeing an animal for the first time. He's never seen a half-orc. You kind of...
Fresh from the fighting pits.
Yeah.
But don't worry, he knows his place, and I'm going to give him a bit of a slap across the head.
And both of the red omen that are standing in front of you smile as they see this.
Oh.
I was like, yeah, have a go.
Fun, isn't it?
That is a tough skull. And kind of brushes a little bit of skin from his knuckles.
You can see why we keep them.
Right. Now,
So
listen.
please point me toward the alchemy dungeon.
Alchemies, yes. Lower levels. Must ask, what happened in the courts? We heard the bells. Princess got pulled through the doors. She's locked up inside. What happened?
It was a revolt, but the men got some good weapons training in.
Ah, of course. Kind of wish I could have been on the other side of the wall, to be honest. Maribel's safe. Don't worry about her.
Good to hear.
Hyson is furious. I've never seen him so worked up. He's ordered assassins from the Shadowlands come and find who did it and cut their throats as they sleep.
I thought he'd like to make a public demonstration of that.
Well, he didn't want to leave it to chance.
The Hassan's always been pretty vicious, so
Yeah.
wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of him.
No.
Yeah.
Kind of envy him. That Mila's quite cute, you know what I mean? Wouldn't mind showing her a thing or two, eh? He nudges the omen who laughs and crackles.
Yes, anyway, must be off. Thanks for your help.
One more hit. God, I missed that. Be safe, my friends. Be safe.
Could you please point us the right direction?
Well, you wish to see the alchemist workshops. That's 3 hallways down this way and to the right.
Okay.
However, just got a fresh load of maidens from off the boats if you want to visit the Palace Pleasure House. They really know how to put their mouths to work, if you know what I mean.
Second stop.
We'll keep that in mind, thank you.
And off you guys go. They go back into their conversation about the maidens of the Palace Pleasure House and the things that they made them do. So you guys travel for quite some time until you find another doorway, the one of which he had indicated. The door opens. Kieran is kind of still flailing in a pocket dimension. It's been about 7-8 minutes.
Okay, if we have a quiet moment, I'll just open it up so we can stick his head out.
That's so fucking weird.
And then I just push it.
Right. So the alchemist workshop. Essentially, it's closer to the ground floors and maybe even underground. You're not too sure because you can't see any windows or anything like that. But you do go down a couple of staircases.
I'm gonna fucking kill the next guy that tries to punch me.
The workshop itself, is heavily guarded. More guards than there were guarding the room, which you found a lot of items worth quite some amount of cash. The lost treasure maps and such, no guards. This room itself, maybe about 5-6 guards. You can see what looks like quite a heavy door. Certainly more heavy than you'd need, I suppose. More security than you've seen in the last 10-20 minutes of being within the castle. The guards watch you approach, look at the 2 guys in shackles, and just say, more experiments, wonderful. They nearly got it, you know, they say. Should be able to sell it. Quite a lot. Right, bring them inside. And the door is opened through a myriad of locks and such. The door opens to a dark, dank, dungeonish kind of smell. It's this horrible, almost like blood and sweat, but also these weird like reagents and chemical kind of smells to it as well. And within the room, you just see what looks like someone tied to a table. What are you guys doing? 5-6 guards kind of watching you, assuming these 2 are being taken for experimentation.
Are they like following us in? Or?
These guards are just on the doors, and this kind of hallway you find yourself in is quite condensed. You can't really see too much, save for this little doorway shape in the other room. But you do see someone tied to a table.
So it looks like we can't get out once we're in.
Possibly, yeah.
I'll leave my familiar on this side.
Okay.
Yeah. So how many locks? Sorry, like does it take them?
Yeah, a
seconds?
myriad of locks. In fact, fine cogs and such within the doors. Very, very elaborate mechanisms.
So the guards on the outside, like they opened it from the outside.
Yeah.
How close together are all these guards?
Quite close. There's like 3 on either side. So it's basically just
How
kind
many
of like
feet away?
So from where you guys are, like 15 feet.
I move more than 20 feet away
Yeah.
because I think I know what's going
Take a step or 2.
Yeah.
Maybe fireball?
Yeah, so I'm going to cast Hunger of Hadar.
Oh yes! I love this
Okay.
spell.
What's Hunger of Hadar do?
So good.
Glad you asked. You open a gateway to the dark between the stars, a region infested with unknown horrors. A 20-foot radius sphere of blackness and bitter cold appears, centered on the point with a range and lasting for a duration of up to a minute.
Okay.
The void is filled with a cacophony of soft whispers and slurping noises that can be heard up to 30 feet away.
Nice.
No light, magical or otherwise, can illuminate the area, and creatures fully within the area are blinded.
Okay.
The void creatures creates a warp in the fabric of space, and the area is difficult terrain, so we can try and keep them in there. Any creature that starts to turn in the area takes 2d6 cold damage. Any creature that ends in the area must succeed on a dex saving throw or take 2d6 acid damage as milky otherworldly tentacles rub against them.
Wow, that's
It
beautiful.
is the
cool.
most amazing flavor checks that I've seen on a spell so far.
So essentially, Erdan quiets himself and stares at the ground for a brief moment, channeling the powers of the arcane to create a rift between space and time. the short lives that we experience, kind of bridging that gap through a network of realities. But as you step forward and kind of just start casting, immediately the guards, there's just this look across their face of incomprehension. They long believed arcane to just be tricks and such, a thing that mad women around campfires babbled about, whilst their sanity rattled loosely around the insane asylums of their soul. But for the first time, as this small point, this small diamond kind of shape, just this spinning pane of what looks like glass between dimensions, places itself in between them. For the first time, they've seen an actual kind of effect of this arcane. But before they have any kind of reaction, this window just cracks a little bit across, and from the other side, another crack, and it shatters. The small pane of glass bridging the two worlds turns to diamond dust as it shatters to the ground. As soon as that happens, it's just this rip through the air, like someone opening a door on an aeroplane. The reality around you just gets pulled into this void. As it does, there's this blaze of black and purple fire as this sphere just starts filling up the room. The last thing you kind of see is the guards like reach for weapons, just doing their like impulse training thing. But from the other side, just these tentacles, these big hands of purple, slimy tentacles just kind of wrap around the edges of the sphere and pull themselves through this thriving mass of tentacles. This face made like of snake tentacle energy just creeps through and just fills the space. All the guards are blinded and they're just kind of swinging. A flurry of blades in between them. What are you guys doing?
Pulling out my spear and getting ready to poke anything that tries to get through.
Okay.
I'm equipping the shield.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to stay on the edge and get ready to shove anyone back in if they get out.
Okay. Roll initiative.
Roll.
Roll initiative.
It's not even concentration, by the way, so...
Oh, right? So are they
You sure?
blinded in it?
It is concentration.
Is it? Oh, yeah, it is. I
Yeah.
missed that. It is, so instead of shoving, I'll stand a bit back so I don't get hit.
Okay.
Are they blinded in it?
Yes.
Yeah. It's it's magical darkness though. Like we can't see in technically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you could blindly stab them.
Yeah.
Do we want to take a break before?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's
yeah,
that.
so I could really go some water and stuff.
Yeah, I could probably do with some myself. All right. So, Black Winter Nights is Black Winter Nights. This is really uncomfortable, so I'm going to do this quickly. Black Winter Nights will be back in about 5-10 minutes while we refresh our drinks, and we will return with the combat in the hallway outside the Alchemist Experiment Room in the Castle of Dulcivern. Refresh your drinks, grab your snacks, and be back here in 10 minutes.
Cool.
Hello, and welcome back to Black Winter Nights here on the D20 Multiverse with myself, Oliver Dungeon Master, and my lovely players, the Black Winter Knights, and the tech guy, Dave. Who's also how's it going, dude? Hi. He's behind the camera so you can't see him. Anyway, there he is. When last we left the party, they had travelled down into the depths of the palace of Dulciverne, under the guise of guards taking prisoners to be prisoned. We found themselves outside the doors of the alchemy workshop, where 6 guards had adorned either side of the wall. The guards themselves had assumed that these two had been brought for experimentation, but the party had other ideas. In fact, Erdan cast one of the most beautiful spells. What's his name again?
Hunger of Hadar.
Hunger of Hadar, which created this rift in space and time right in the center of the hallway. This dark sphere of dimensional energy has currently blinded all 6 guards. You guys hear swords being drawn from the darkness. And this is where we start with initiative. Now, we rolled initiative on the break. We've got it all listed. Everything's all set up. So we can just jump straight into it. First up is guard number 1. He immediately rushes out towards you guys. 5.
2d6.
Yeah, 2d6 damage.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Yep.
Or you can roll it. Should I roll or should I?
You roll it because it's your stuff.
9 damage.
Okay, cool.
You're like
Right.
just waiting for him to say yes because you rolled high.
Exactly.
Cool.
But he didn't know that.
No.
Now, that's cold damage, correct?
Yes.
So, rushing from this sphere of darkness, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, out comes this guard, the red omen plate mail, and his sword. Yeah?
It's double movement. It's
Oh, yes,
double
yes, correct. Difficult terrain, so 15. 5, 10, 15. Alright. Cool. So, out of the darkness, poof, poof, you can see like crystalline, fractalized bits of ice on the armors. And as he rushes out, he sees you guys, woof, goes, woof, pulls out a crossbow. Yeah. Cool. So he is going to attack. He's not sure. He's got too many people to attack, so I'm just going to roll a d4. 1, 2, 3, 4. D4, D4, D4. 4. Okay, so that is this guy here. Who's this guy?
Me.
Orthang. Gorstag. Okay, so immediately there's this guy. Now, he's never really seen arcane in front of him. Real. He'd heard about it, he's never witnessed it. You can see that in terror in his eyes. As he here kind of like jostled, he runs out from the darkness and immediately sees 4 men, 2 of which dressed as Omen, but he's so terrified he just raises a crossbow and shoots. The bolt leaves the crossbow with great speed, and with that it's not going to hit. So his hand shaking, he just fires into the darkness, and right past you goes a bolt. It hits the side of the wall and just breaks in half, and he just shouts, "Help! Help! Help!" That's all he's going to do, and the half-orc, Orthang, you're up.
I'm going to run up so that I'm 10 feet away because I have reach on my pike,
Nice.
and I am going to attempt to trip him with it,
Okay.
first of all.
Okay.
So I'm going to be rolling athletics, and he can use athletics or acrobatics.
Cool. I just got 30-something D20, so I'm just trying to decide.
Holy shit.
He gets some bonus.
I got modified 20.
That would be a 10 on his end. So immediately, as you just see this bolt shoot past Orthang, you just rush in with your polearm and woof.
And with my second attack,
Yeah.
I'm going to stab him while he's on the ground.
Okay, sweet. He lands full on his back, and you just hear a couple of vertebrae pop as he hits the ground. Ah!
Oh, I've been waiting for this all day.
All right, roll to attack. Now he's prone, so you've got advantage.
With the
I'm
heroes.
10 feet away, so I will
Oh.
have to move 1 foot closer to get advantage. 5 feet closer to get
Correct.
advantage, so I'll do that.
Right. You take
And then yeah,
step
I've got
forward.
advantage.
Even with the rich weapons.
Yeah, there's no restriction on attacking in close combat with reach and 5. I guess you can just hold it closer.
So slam, he hits the ground, looks up, and just sees this weapon coming down.
That's a modified 19.
That hits. And you pull down, piercing through the plate mail he's wearing, right into the chest. The armor dents.
That's 8 piercing damage.
Go.
And that's me.
He screams, and in this enclosed space, it rattles and reverberates. Valerian, you're up.
I'm Valerian. That's my name.
New character.
I'm like, who's Valerian?
It's so bad.
Like with the 19, sure. With 14, shit.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Um,
Most of the guards rolled below 9.
Right. Cool. I'm going to try one of my new spells too.
Alright.
Alright. Bonus action. Going to summon my flail to my hand.
Cool. Yep. So, yeah, this dark fire just streaks down your arm and erupts from your hand into this flare, which you just kind of catch as it materializes.
And I'm level 5, so that's an extra 1d8 of lightning, yeah.
Cool.
So, going to move up to him,
Okay.
because it's melee.
Yep.
I then cast Booming Blade,
Okay.
which I guess encases my flail with thunderous applaud.
Yep. Essentially, as you rush forward towards them, this flail materializing in your hand, you just give it one swoop around the top of your head. As it does, this crackling lightning energy just surrounds it, and as it swings towards the prone.
Ooh, I get advantage.
You do.
'cause it's prone. I rolled 13 on both dice. That's with a +6, so 19 to hit.
That hits. So as you swing this weapon around, it crackles with the arcane lightning energy, and as it comes cascading down with a dexterous swoop of strength, it cracks once again at the same spot in the armor, and this lightning kind of emanates through its form.
Shit, I'm gonna have to roll it again, I think, because I don't have. No, I do have a second D8. That would be an 8 and a 1.
That's a 9.
So 9, 14 damage. One of that is thunder.
Okay.
If he moves from the spot that he's in,
Yeah.
he takes 2d8 thunder damage
Sure. So
for the next round.
as you crack down upon him, this lightning just streaks through his form, and he kind of seizes for a little bit and just You can now see like the adrenaline's kicked in. He's breathing heavy, but he's injured. He's quite badly injured. Is that your turn?
That's my turn.
Okay, guard number 2. He again rushes forward, but half movement. So I imagine that was here. So 5, 10. Okay,
It's
so
5 cold damage.
correct. 2. Right. He rushes out. 5, 10, 15. He sees his buddy on the ground. He's going to multi-attack you, Valerian. So, the greatsword unsheathed. As he
18.
Sorry?
18.
That's your AC?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. He just sees you immediately, immediately recognizes that the weapon you're holding is arcane. And again, the same fear and confusion hits him. He's never seen this before in his life, but he just greatsword, guards training, swish. That's 23 and 23.
Oh.
Wow.
2 18s. Cool.
Nice. That's fine.
So as both attack, just cut, and then down low, cut. "23 points of slashing damage.
Woo! Yeah.
Cuts you across once, goes low and cuts you again. It goes so well struck that it digs right through your armors, right into your flesh, and quite deep. You almost feel it nick bone as it goes through the chest. And he just shouts, "Guards!" That's all he's doing. Erdan, you're up.
I will just blast them with an Eldritch Bolt.
Which one?
Standing
Which one? The one that's standing? Alright, go for it. So immediately your hands just kind of center and focus, and this purple orb of arcane energy appears between them.
Yep.
You're
and-
level 5, right?
Yeah, so
You should get 2, yeah.
Yeah, it's only one attack, is it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so I know that. So 22.
That hits.
Be
As
protected
it
by
streaks.
Yeah, it goes on the ground.
Yeah. So you wait, who are you hitting? Standing.
The standing one.
Yeah.
'Cause I have disadvantage. 'cause
Yeah,
the
yeah.
other
'cause
lying
it's-
down.
Yeah, yeah.
So I avoided that.
So briefly, the streak of purple light shoots across from your hands to the chest of this guy, and purple shadows kind of cast, and they kind of travel as it does.
So there's 11 damage.
Cool. As it hits, he kind of loses balance for a second, and this kind of reverberation of the energy hitting him kind of echoes through the chambers. You can now hear within the sphere of darkness just confused shouting. What happened? Who is it? Kill them! Quick, run!
Yeah, because they're all blind in there.
Yeah. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Gorstar, cleric of
Or I'll just
Halo.
back up a bit, sorry, actually.
Oh, yeah, sweet.
I'll be back a bit.
It's Spirit Guardians time.
Alright.
So,
Oh god.
I'll cast Spirit Guardians.
Cool. What form would you like it to take?
That's angelic.
Okay.
Oh no, sorry, that's not spiritual weapon.
Ah.
That's Spirit Guardians. So it's
Okay.
the aura, so 15 feet around me.
Cool. So the light of Palor just fills your space, fills your form as you glow brightly.
And I'm sorry, just looking at the. I'll just move like 5 feet towards that one.
Cool.
Yeah. Cool.
So Gorstar's heavy armor clank as he takes a few steps forward.
And that's my turn.
Alright. Guard number 3. Alright, this guy can't get out of the darkness, but he runs forward. Actually, he runs into the room. He disappears through that doorway and into the darkness. Guard.
6 cold damage.
Oh, nice.
So was he right in the middle?
He was here, at the back.
Yeah.
6 cold damage?
Because it's 20-foot radius, so he wasn't able to make it all the way out, was he?
Yeah, he's out. Yeah.
Okay.
But he takes what? Was it 6?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. Cool. So he rushes into there. Guard number 4. This guy here. No, this guy here. He's going to do the same. He runs into this room. Cold damage again.
4.
Cool. This guy, however, rushes forward. 5, 10, 15. Gets within melee range of both of you.
He didn't run into his other guy?
Nope, that's as far as he can get because it's half movement because difficult terrain.
Or just because he might have walked into someone. No, there you go.
Right. No, he wouldn't. Right that way.
He needs to make a wisdom save. As well.
Okay, what's his wisdom save?
Alright. Safety.
He fails.
Alright.
Nat 4.
Alright, let me find it.
Okay, 9 cold damage.
9 cold damage, nice.
Nice. The old AoE stack.
Yeah.
Nice. A tried and true tradition.
13 damage. Right, 13 radiant damage.
So 14 all up. So. Nice. He actually takes quite a bit of damage before he's even done anything. He rushes out, and as he does, just this cold streaks up his leg, and you can see kind of like frostburn. And then as he gets close, just this radiant energy hits him again. He's shaking. He's scared. He looks at you as you're glowing, and is going to multi-attack. That's 18.
Is it equal Thunder Plus hits or?
If it hit, yeah.
Yeah, so 18 is my plus.
And then that 3 is going to miss.
Yeah.
So this one sword strike, 10 points of slashing damage. As it cuts across you, he goes again, but at this point, you've been in many a battle, especially even recently, so you just kind of parry it out of the way. This guy, however, 5, 10, 15 forward. Damage, and do I make another save? Because he's entering...
Sorry, yeah. So,
that's that's 16?
Yeah, that makes it safe.
Alright.
Okay, 10 cold damage.
10.
Oh, sorry, he does take half damage, sorry. Still.
Sweet.
So that is...
70
Yes.
Yes. That was my other D8.
Just to reiterate what's happening here is they're getting lapped with tentacles from behind, while angelic spirits wail into
20 radiant damage.
Wow.
So I don't have the there it is.
This guy, even just getting up to you, these tentacles whipping him with dark energy from behind, and this burning intensity light of Pelor whipping him from the front. He's like barely standing.
that should be
Oh, sorry, that should be half. So yeah, sorry,
Ah.
10. Yeah, 10.
Okay, sweet. I'm not sure who he's going to attack. Valerian,
Oh boy.
multi-attack.
Like you.
Woohoo! 18 and 25.
Both hit.
Alright.
Oh, I only have +5 to hit, but Jesus. Like 6 or something.
22 points of slashing damage.
I'm alive!
Nothing to complain about.
Cuts twice across your form. That is him. That's all my guards. Back at the top of the initiative order. Guard 1. He uses half his movement to stand up.
He also need to take a wisdom save. Since that was turned in.
That's 14.
Again, that's exactly the DC.
So he makes the save.
So he makes the save.
Yeah.
Enough damage. So that is 9, 10. So 5 points in that radiant damage.
Cool. Yeah, sweet. Stands up, and this light just cuts through him again. Multi-attack. All right. So he's standing here. Orthung.
Okay.
Comes-
17 AC.
17, right? That's 2 natural 18s for the +5. That's 23 and 23. So,
You please roll a bit lower?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
16 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
These guys, you know, for their lack of knowledge of the arcane, they make up for it in the skill of the blade. They know how to swing a weapon. At this point, after he finishes his attack, he just screams, "Kill them, you fools!" And you deserters will pay. But that's all he's going to do, and we're to you.
Oh, fuck off, and I'll try to trip him again.
Okay, sweet.
23.
That hit, yeah, poof, hits the ground once more.
And then I will attack him with advantage, and I'll use Great Weapon Master.
Yep, nice.
So just that +1. Come on, Daddy needs a crit. These are both natural 18, so that's 19.
That hits.
Okay.
These guys have a really high AC, and you guys all managed to hit them.
That's 21 points of piercing damage.
Cool. So what weapon are you using?
A pike.
Pike. So as he stands and cuts into you, he kind of, you see the look of like dominance on his face. He thinks he's got you, and with his men to back him up, he has no reason to believe otherwise. However, as he's looking at you in the eyes, without, in his peripheral, he doesn't pick up the fact that your pike is hits the ground, spin it in your hands, and just right through the front of the forehead. His skull caves in, and you kind of just wrestle free. As the small bits of brain matter and blood kind of spurt from the end, he's dead. That's the end of him.
As my bonus action, I will say, "Cheer up, big fellow," and I'm healing words in you for 1 temporary hit point. I rolled really bad with the
Yes.
Nice.
Leave the healing to Gorstar. Cool. That's you, Valeria. You're up.
Doesn't it give you... Is it like wisdom? Just get 1 temporary hit point.
You get 1.
Wow. I love your healing word. Anyway.
So basically, like your battered, cut body, this little trickle of blood just kind of goes.
Healing word is your spellcasting ability modifier as well.
It's healing word.
Oh, okay. Alright, I see.
Right. It's a word that heals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, Valeria.
Alright. I am bonus actioning where is it? My stamina thingy. Fighter thing. What's it
Second
called?
wind.
Second wind.
Yeah, cool.
So D10, D10 plus 5 HP back.
Cool.
Essentially, it's
Yeah.
just like and grit through it. 9.
Cool. So you kind of stand, still like blood kind of soaking through. You can feel like your leathers and stuff underneath your armor just kind of like soak and get a bit moist. Just want to use that word. And you just kind of psych yourself up. You notice that the veins like over his arms and pecs just kind of like bulge.
Alright. And I am going to attack. Just basic attack.
Yeah, which one?
The one that has already been damaged. The one that fell down.
This one.
Yeah. And I am... Yeah, I've got 2 attacks, but...
Go for it.
I'll attack this one first. See
So
if it hits.
the flail comes swinging round.
That would be a 17 hit.
Does not hit.
Cool.
And
shit.
comes across him. Like I said, they got high AC. I don't know how you've been hitting them so far.
I mean, I've got 18 AC.
Yeah.
Why can't they? Second attack is a 21.
That hits. Alright, so
Cool.
the first flail kind of goes towards him, and at this point is kind of kicked in and he just swoops back. But then he makes a feint to try and attack. He figures that you've just swung. You won't have the reflex ability to come back with another attack. So he lunges forward, but that's when you catch him unawares.
9 damage.
Cool.
Yeah, 9 bludgeoning.
Right.
Cool. I then action search
Yep.
and attack him again.
Cool, nice. So, miss, strike. As he doubles over as you catch him in the stomach, you kind of just get this kind of rush, and as you just swing once more, it comes down, and
Another 21 to
that
hit.
hits,
So
cracks him on the back.
12.
12 points.
Is he down yet?
Nope.
Cool. Last attack. 7 plus 6 is not 18.
Nope, you fail. Right. So, essentially, first one misses. He goes for an attack. You manage to swing back, catch him in the stomach. He doubles over, and that allows you to swing down on the back. You can hear the spikes of your flail go deep into his back. But he kind of just stands, not dead. In fact, his turn. So, as his wisdom save. Nat 1.
Does not make it. 12 points of damage.
Alright. So, the radiant energy, as he focuses his attention on Valeria and raises his sword, just hits him square in the chest as this kind of pulse of light emanates from Gorstar. He falls to the ground. Just hanging on. And then last ditch of effort, he swings twice at Valerian. Nat 1 and a 5 is not going to do it. So you can see the strength has left him, and like an elderly cat on a porch swing, just kind of misses and misses. He's woozy. Erdan, you're up.
Okay, I'll fire off Eldritch Blasts 1 to him, and
Yep.
I'll split off the second one into the next weakest looking guy.
Go.
The one who got hit by both the things as he was coming in.
Yeah, sweet.
So for the first one, that is a 16.
Does not hit. In fact, not from his battle prowess is he able to dodge this. He only manages to dodge it because as you send it scattering towards him, his knees falter and he falls for a bit, and just by luck, it shoots past him.
And a 19 to the...
That definitely hits for this guy. Roll damage.
Yeah, was he the one who got hit by, like, who looked quite low?
Yeah, this guy, yeah.
So that is a 10.
So, Eldritch Blast. Eldritch Blast.
He takes a whole damage.
A whole damage? Wow. That's you. Is that what your turn?
Yes.
Gorstag, Cleric of Peril. Your action.
Just a rules question.
Sure.
If I'm casting a ranged spell and I've got people melee range, do I have my disadvantage?
Yes.
I am. Okay, I will not do that then.
Oh, if the target is within melee range.
No, if
No,
anyone's
anyone?
in melee range,
Right.
you're at
Right.
disadvantage.
There you go.
Okay, in that case, I'm just going to attack the one that just took the whole damage.
Okay. Right, that guy. Yeah, sweet.
That is not going to happen.
That's a D12.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the hell's wrong with me tonight. That is still not going to happen.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay. This guard from here, with disadvantage, is just going to try and shoot the crossbow bolt.
It's completely no light
Yeah.
between us.
So he's just poof, with a disadvantage, just shooting.
Pretty good cover from his friends, so I'm alright with that.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. 18. Gorstag. 18.
Yep, that hits.
All right. How did he... Oh wait, hang on.
Does he get like a D4 miss?
No, sorry. No, sorry, that's 15. I was adding the modifier for the great sword, not for the crossbow.
No, then that doesn't happen.
So you just kind of hear a weapon loose, and just this bolt just sails, woof, not even close to you guys, just woof, over the top.
I reckon there's half a chance you'd hit an ally here as well.
Yeah, possibly. He's not going to though. The other guy's not going to do anything. This guard, however, this one here is going to attack.
He's doing the whole wisdom save.
Oh yes, he does.
Yeah,
It's good because they don't have a modifier 10, so that's a fail. All right.
That is 18.
Nice. The radiant energy like burns. You can see like dark scar like marks on his flesh as it just kind of burns him. But Gorstaki is going to come and multi-attack you. And I'm using the first D20 I ever bought. That's a 20 and an 11.
The 11 doesn't work, this one he does.
Go. That's 11 points of slashing damage. Then it's this guy here, Valerie. Multi-attack. 19 and 13.
He's needs to take damage from my stuff.
Oh, yep, sorry. 18, makes it save.
Cool, so that is going to be 9 points damage.
9, nice.
So,
Alright, 30. Alright, sweet. No.
1d10
Yeah.
rolls.
Cool.
My D8 mass will be D4.
So, one of those hit.
Yeah.
That's 10 points of slashing damage. Alright. Top of the initiative. Are you alive?
I'm alive.
Alright, top of the initiative, Orthunk.
Alright, because the other guy's dead.
He's dead.
Is there anyone that's about 5 feet out of the scary black stuff?
Yeah, there's 2 people that are about 5 feet out.
Excellent. How far am I from them?
5 feet from this guy,
Yep.
and 15 feet. 5 feet if you move diagonally from that guy, but that's in the way of.
What is within reach?
Yep.
I'm going to try a shove attack against both of them.
Sure.
So this is an athletics check, and again they can use athletics or acrobatics
Cool.
to push them back in. So for the guy on your left,
Yeah,
that's an 18.
that's a 13. Fails.
So he goes back 5 feet into
Push.
it.
Yeah.
And then the next guy, same thing.
2.
That's like 16.
More than that. Okay, cool. So essentially, you kind of step forward to here, and just poof in the chest, then poof in the chest. And both these guys just stumble. One of them actually nearly falls off his feet, but is caught by the tentacles. As they just start wrapping around him. Whoa! It's like pulled backwards. Very nicely done. Is that your turn?
Do they take damage when they enter the area?
Start of their turn
Oh,
and end of their turn.
Valerie.
Valerian.
Yeah, sorry. Valerie.
If you
Valerian.
want to, nickname the name, it's Val
Val.
or
Sorry. Val.
Hey You.
Hey you. It's your initiative. What are you doing?
Sounds like an
Sweet.
Amy Winehouse song. They're just
Yeah.
Hey you, Valerie. Anyway.
Cool. I'm have a healing potion. Got a portable ram. God. So how many is standing around me?
Three. Yep.
Great. I'm going to use my action to disengage.
Sure.
Drop my mace there.
Yep. Okay.
A flail there.
Yep.
And run away.
This way.
Yeah. Maybe like 15
Cool.
feet.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yep. That your turn.
Maybe 20 feet.
Cool.
5 feet bad.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just waiting for that move.
Okay. Is that your turn?
Yes.
All right. This guy hanging on from a thread steps to you, Orthunk.
He is in the goopy stuff.
Yep.
That is 6 cold.
Cool. So, as he steps forward, just these tentacles wrapping around the bottom half of his body, and as he comes at your thumb, blade drawn, he kind of steps, and his feet are just bound. As he looks down, you just see this frost, like, just crack through his skin, and Orthunk, you just tap, and it
Nice to see you.
splits. It's like his torso just freezes right through, and just the slight tap is enough just to break it slowly. You just hear like shards of ice falling from his back as the top half of his torso just bends over, poof, dead, gone. That's sorry, I got caught up in the moment. Erdan, you're up.
Cool.
2 guys left, 2 guys in this room.
The one that I can see will
Yep.
take both of my Eldritch Blasts.
Okay, sweet. So this guy here. Alright.
And that is a miss. And I think it was 25.
Yep, second one hits. Eldritch Blast. Whoosh, casts back like this. And he goes, nice try. Gets caught by the second one.
Twice as much damage as last time.
Alright.
2.
2. Jesus. Okay, is that your turn?
Yeah.
Cleric of Pelor.
Cool. I'm going to make a attack against the guy next to me.
Yep.
And that's going to be a 24 to hit.
That hits, roll damage.
2d6. I'll roll that because it was tempted. So that's 9 plus 2, 11 points of fire
Nice.
damage.
Fire damage. He's seen 2 of his friends die at the hands of you guys, and you can see he's visibly shaking. And just casts of fire. His hair like singed and burned. Still alive, still alive. Is that you do?
Yep.
Cool. So those 2 are back there. 2 bolts just come firing aimlessly. No, and no. Then, which one's this one? That one here steps out of there, but he takes damage.
Indeed.
And he takes
6.
damage. 11.
So, he needs to do a saving throw for wisdom.
Does 11 save?
No, that doesn't.
Cool. How much?
6.
6.
14.
Cool. So, as he steps out, there's just this lashing of tentacles across his back, just this cold and I'm going to enjoy putting your head. And he goes swing, but just before he catches you, his hand, like, his sword like inches from your face. There's just this burst of Pelor energy, this light streak from your form, and it just right through me. And from about here, he just starts sliding like this until his head comes right down and his body falls apart. Dead. This guy is going for the Hail Mary pass. And he's gonna
Saving.
yeah, I'm just trying to pick good dice for this one.
Charge me.
That's a 13.
Nope.
Alright.
That one is 13 as well.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Cool. So this guy swings. He sees his friend just cut in half. That was my brother! And before he's even finished the sentence, just this light point. He just kind of point at him. And just the light of Pelor catches him. He sees it, looks down, looks at you, and just bursts into confetti of blood and guts that just spray across the walls and such. You guys are out of combat. There are still 2 left alive within the room down at the end of the tunnel.
So is that the room we came from, or
No, that's the room you're going to.
Okay.
It's possible we're out of combat. Are you guys gonna?
I'm gonna put my vision into my imp,
Yeah, sure.
who can see through darkness,
So Erdan just
including magical darkness.
nice. Your eyes just cloud over as you reach for, I'd say Gorstark, who's nearby, just to keep you upright. As you, your vision tunnels and then expands into this little view of like about here, and just you run forward. Through the room, you can see these 2 guards, both with crossbows. Both. Are you okay? Darren.
And I'm gonna try and shoot at them
Okay.
with myself using
Go.
my normal Eldritch blasts. That is a 22.
That hits. Roll damage.
10.
Actually, what's the range on Eldritch Blast?
Like 120.
Sweet.
It is.
You still have to roll to attack twice because it's 2 rays.
Do you have disadvantage? Are you?
If you want to impose a
I don't know.
situational one, it could make
Because
sense.
I don't know if you can cast something whilst using another spell to look through the outsides.
Yeah.
You could line it up and then on the next round.
Yeah, there's no rules for it, right?
No.
So if you think that it's difficult, then it would be a disadvantage.
Yeah, because there is still a sphere of darkness right here. Even though your imp can see through, I don't know if you can see through your imp and then cast from where you're standing.
Well, it depends where the imp's
I
standing.
could put it on my shoulder, right?
Yeah.
That'd be basically as good as.
Predator cannon.
By this time he's level 5. He
Yeah.
probably would have had a few adventures with this imp. Like at least 2 levels of adventures.
Yeah, no, I just mean like going
Um,
forward. This is gonna be this is gonna be a rule that we need to.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's up to you.
Yeah, I'd say in this scenario, when there's darkness and you're perceiving through your imp's eyes, you yourself are still firing from a different place. That's going to be through the darkness disadvantage.
It's not saying you can't hit it, it's just
No.
going to be a tricky shot.
Yeah.
So you got to roll 4 dice.
Because trying to be like I'm watching, I'm seeing these guys from that perspective and attacking from this one through a thing is just going to be difficult.
From a round by round play, yeah, you'd have to look through your imp eyes. On the next round, take your shot, and it has to be that would be your action. So you'd be able to look through the imp eyes on one round, and on the next you'd be able to shoot, but that would be through your own eyes. So you'd have to line it up, close your eyes, trust what your imp was telling you, and then fire.
Okay. So my low roll there was the original 22.
Cool. All right. So that hits as you kind of just find your way and it shoots through and hits this guy here.
But my second one, my low roll's a 14.
Does not hit.
Okay. So that's 6 damage.
Cool. Alright, so if we're still in combat, I'll allow that to happen and then we'll jump back into the initiative order. So that guy, it's now his turn, and he is firing with disadvantage into the darkness.
It is kind of odd that he's like got as good chances as me when I can see and he can't.
Yeah. 13.
It's
Yeah.
still a game, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That misses.
Cool. So a bolt shoots from here. It happens again. With a 5, that misses. And again, a bolt shoots from here. Back to the top, Orthan. So you're currently on this side of a giant sphere of dimensional energy filled with tentacles that are doing quite a lot of damage.
Yeah, I will ready an action to run up, all up in that ass.
Yeah.
Once the black sucky sphere is gone,
Okay.
I will then ask that you relinquish the black sucky sphere.
Okay.
Yep.
Valeria.
Cute. There is an N there. I'm gonna back in. Ooh, actually, so the dark psychic sphere is gone yet?
No, it's still
No. Alright. I'm gonna be with him. I'm gonna ready action chronosphere.
Okay.
When the not chronosphere, what was it? Color sphere?
Okay.
Chromatic orb. Chromatic orb.
Sure.
Chromosphere, I like that better.
I wish it was.
Cool.
But yeah, it would just like pew them through the door when the dark goes.
Cool. Gorsa?
Yeah, I'll read
No, sorry, Erdan.
Yeah. So I'm gonna shout out, surrender now, and I'll let you live.
Okay, sweet.
The black thing's still up?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'm going to ready an action to
Okay.
basically move once that's done.
You hear from beyond the doorway clattering of swords. We surrender! We surrender!
Okay, I'll take down the.
And it fades, and these guys step out, hands above their heads, weapons you can see lying behind them. Okay, ready to combat. Allow me to rebuild my station.
I just fucking run up and sucker punch the first one.
Go.
Or I say, I would let you live.
Yeah. Making promises for my friend.
I lied.
Alright. So, at the end of this corridor, 2 guards step out, weapons thrown to the floor, both of them kneel, hands up in the air. What are you guys doing? We surrender! Don't kill us, please!
Yep.
We meant no harm, just protecting. They both fall completely silent.
I'll ask them to stand back to back, and then sit on the ground, and then I'll tie them together.
Sure. There's a moment where they kind of look at each other.
If they hesitate, I will kick one in the knee.
They do it. They stand backs to backs, sit back to back.
Yep.
You've tied them.
Well, it's because it's all of the prisoners.
You said you wouldn't kill us, right? If we surrendered.
Yes, of course. I'm at my word.
Did we say that?
Yeah,
Yes, I said that.
Oh, alright.
Yes.
Cool.
So where are the potion ingredients and where are the notes?
Just through there. We had a few new experimentees. We're getting closer. We almost had it work.
Closer to what?
Potion.
What's the potion meant to do?
Potion of resurrection. Immortality. They said if we could figure it out, we'd be rich. We'd never die. Never fall. Glory. But it's tricky. We need bodies. Look. And he kind of points, or he kind of nods. And tied to the table in the other room, there's just this person, throat slit, but eyes still moving, and it's just babbling incoherently. What's that? That almost worked. She's been like that for 2 days.
Who personally has been conducting the experiments?
We got our orders from the top. King Hyson.
But you carry them out.
It's our job. It's what we get paid for. You'd do the same.
And who is this person that you've got tied to this table?
We didn't ask her name. Common folk. No one important.
Can you go skim the notes?
Cool.
Can I go examine the person who's tied
Absolutely.
up on the
So as you guys enter the room, you get the sense that hers is not the first torture, or certainly the first death to take place in these walls. In fact, the feeling of necrotic horribleness, the sound of screams that have filled this room so many times, almost are still bouncing off the walls. It's quite dark. And as you enter, there's the sense of many deaths here. In the hundreds, perhaps. As you flick through the notes, you see that they've been trying combinations of regents from around Elisia. You can see a whole bunch of notes by different alchemists, and when their theories failed, you can see the orders to carry out their executions. Those who have tried are the best of their craft. There's a few old books of religious lore that kind of hint to the guise of gods gifting immortality to humans. Gorstag. You actually remember the Book of Arton from now, maybe about a year ago, that you'd come across in one of your adventures. The story of Salandria, the mortal made god, and her immortality. The books speak of that as well. The woman tied to the table is just, she doesn't even seem to notice you approach, but her eyes, and she's just mumbling.
Can I do like a medicine investigation on
Sure. Sure.
Net 20.
Nice.
Basically, I'm just trying to determine, like, if she's dead in there, her mind or spirit, whatever way you do it, is actually gone,
Right.
and it's just like the body that's just kind of being vaguely animated by this thing, or
Sure.
if she has actually been kind of returned to life.
Cool. So as soon as you kind of like step close, and you just kind of like put your hand on her head, which is just kind of twitching a little bit, and look into her eyes and kind of just take a sense of what's happening. It's close. It's very close to necrotic zombie type. You can see that in the mumbling. You can see that she's not quite there. But as you kind of come close to her and look at her face, you can see definitely the kind of flickering of recognition that there is still something within. And as her eyes kind of dart around, there is a moment where she becomes lucid and she looks at you and just says, Elisium, and then goes back to not noticing that you're there.
Yeah.
It seems like there's the realm of death and the realm of light, and she's just a few steps away from death, but not too much.
Do I know what the word Elysium means?
Roll history.
No. I'll yell at the guards. What is Elysium?
And they turn to each other. I swear I know. I swear.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah, what's your bonus?
4.
You have literally no idea.
Is that Elysium or
Ellusium.
Illusium with an
Yeah.
I?
Yeah.
Right. Cool. Can I try acknowledging that since
Yep.
I'm a scholar?
You sure can?
And if I don't know it, would I be able to know where I could find books on it?
Sure. We'll see.
That's the background ability. Oh,
Yeah.
fucking rolled an 18 anyway.
Nice.
History, right?
Yes.
That's 24.
Cool. There's one story that sticks in your mind as you kind of rattle through these books, the tomes that kind of take place within the lexicon of memory that you hold. Ellusium sounds familiar somewhere, and you remember the story of the Lost Mage. The story goes that there was once a wanderer who went town to town, besting mages at their own game, challenging them to duels of the arcane, and when he defeated them, taking their rank, stripping them of their cloth, and leaving them essentially as beggars. The Lost Mage is said to have wandered right through the veils of reality and into a kingdom known as Elysium.
Kingdom.
The guards are, you notice, subtly trying to undo the bonds.
Okay, I'll stand on one of their hands and just keep my foot there for a while.
You kind of just grind it into the stonework and you just hear cracks.
Are these the only copies of the notes that you have?
Yes.
Yep. While they're talking, I'm quickly pocketing the promising looking notes and getting ready to burn the rest.
Cool. So roll investigation.
Nat 20.
Nice.
Yep.
You immediately just go through these books, tearing pages out, tearing pages out, to stashing them away. Anything that looks like they were close to coming to an answer, and all the names of the mages, the alchemists, and the people that might be of note.
Might still be alive.
Yeah, exactly. Gorstag looking over the fevered mumblings of this woman. Just a tendril is hanging on. She's barely.
I'll say a prayer to Paylor for her.
Yeah.
Like take her, and then I'll say I can't do anything for this one. I think I should put her out of her misery.
Yeah.
I'll ask the guards, how do we kill them?
Oh, you can't point. Sword through the head, and you can see kind of a look of shame. Like he's clearly done that before, and he's almost embarrassed that he knows that that's how you do it.
I'll just spit on him and keep standing on his foot.
I'll do that. I've got a dagger. I'll stab it through the head with a dagger.
Cool. So actually, a dagger from Duskin, fitting for the last kind of shine of light before she's taken by Pelor. Just hold for a second through the forehead and at rest. You can see the room. There's what look like a couple of cloaks, just corpses in a pile, and the tables that are on the walls are full of more notes, empty vials, and alchemy reagents, small bubbling vials.
Is there another exit to, like, not the room not like the doorway in the front of the guards? Is there another exit? To
Yeah, there's essentially a trapdoor in the floor made of wood. Not this room is not finely crafted like the rest of the palace.
What's down there?
Cool. So Gostad kind of like after closing the eyes of the woman, goes over to immediately what he sees and just kind of clicks the lock and opens it, and just the stench of death hits you, and you feel like a cold chill of wind rush up, but you can't see much of what's down there.
Yeah, I'll ask the guards.
Another experiment.
What kind of experiment?
A doorway.
To where?
We thought if we could get to the underworld, we could understand how to bring people back.
We should let the kid out of the bag.
Oh
shit.
Yeah.
Fights take seconds. It's been
Yeah.
like 30 seconds.
It has
It's
been.
fine. He's fine. He's got very big lungs.
Might just want him to look at this.
For maybe about 5 minutes.
I'll just
This corpse. Dude.
Wafts out.
You fuckers! You fucking forgot about me, didn't you?
we had to kill some people.
No, we just
Yeah.
wanted you to be safe while we fought these guards.
Insight.
Does he see?
Nat 20, swear to God.
Yeah.
Look at the dead people!
Yeah, tell the truth. There's slime everywhere.
He climbs out. It's really dark in there, you know?
Yes. Did you steal anything?
No. And he kind of rattles.
I'll just shake him up.
Yeah, a couple of rings that you had in there fall out. Just look at it, it's nothing. Well, my friends, it seems like you made a promise of something you're good. You got into the castle, you managed to kill a few people. I'm ashamed I missed that, but why are they still need to remove some heads, perhaps? And he steps towards the ones that are bound. You said you'd keep us alive!
This is true. Wait up here.
And Kieran looks like generally disappointed. Throws his dagger, catches it, and hilts it.
I think you might be interested in this underworld we've found. Sort of thing.
He leans over it, and again a cold rush of air. That doesn't feel good.
Different kind of underworld, I think.
Yeah.
I'll ask the guys, what happens when somebody tries to go through that doorway?
We had to keep it locked. Something got through, and you just kind of hear from up the stairs. Kieran immediately like jumps back and just kicks the door thing shut and closes it. I don't think it's a good idea going down there.
Sounds like an adventure. You want tails?
Well, see, now that is a persuasion I could find myself succumbing to.
Just ask the guards, is this trapdoor the only thing stopping whatever the fuck that was from coming up here?
Well, it hasn't got through yet. Sometimes we feed, and then he realizes what he's saying and goes,
Yeah.
Feed what? Sorry?
well, a lot of corpses, you know.
Maybe that's why it's still there. You don't think it would have moved on if you didn't keep on feeding it?
One of the experimenters wanted to see if we could reason with it. Ask it some questions.
Well, shall we go then? And I'll start dragging
No!
him towards it.
No! Not a good idea. Not a good idea.
No, it's not reasonable.
He kind of thinks to himself,
I'll just start dragging him.
no! Sorry! It's a beast. We made some success. One of the mages said he figured out a way to open a door to the undead. We thought skeletons, zombies, no real challenge there. But maybe one of the overlords of the underworld had a secret of the undead.
Wouldn't one of the lords of the underworld want to keep the dead down there? If you want a personal army, it's probably best to keep them with you.
There were theories you could take their energy, infuse it into a potion, and reverse the effects. Turn the undead into life.
Okay. Right.
Do you think maybe we can reason with this
I mean,
demon thing?
I'm gonna guess not. But yeah,
Yes,
that would be my immediate first reaction. Would be no.
Yeah.
Can Pella make an introduction?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Palo runs in different circles, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Palo would be
yeah.
more of a smite, this kind of thing.
Probably right, yeah. The uniforms we're wearing, I forget, are they red or...
No, they're just standard omen clothes.
Yeah, I want these guys, I'm going to tell these guys to strip, which they probably can't do, I'll strip them.
Right, okay, cool. Yeah, underneath they're wearing embarrassing briefs,
Good.
one of which has hearts sewn onto it. But yeah, essentially they kind of let you a little bit like resistant, but yeah, you've got 2 red omen outfits, human size.
Do any hidden weapons clatter out as I strip them?
No, these guys do not carry Oh, actually no, strapped to one of the thighs of one of the guys there's a small dagger. Yeah.
Cool, I'll take that as well.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, shall we get to burning and then move on?
Yep. Yeah, I'll don you disguise, burn this stuff, and I vote we kick these guys in the pit. Because that's not necessarily killing them.
I mean, they have been conducting experiments on live innocent people, so I don't really see a moral quandary with it.
Yeah.
What's happened to living people that have gone down there?
Well, they never came back up.
So you don't know if they died.
Why don't you go find out for us?
No, please don't. It's up to you guys.
I'll just put that out there.
Yeah. I mean, these people all have also been working on the we don't want the kings to have knowledge of the serum, right? And these people have been working on it, so they may have knowledge.
So
Yeah.
these bubbling vials.
Yeah.
Can I like sort of examine them, see
Yeah.
if they're sort of like ready to go or not?
Sure. There was one small success. They said, the Wanderer, if you got the potion right, it would glow gold. That would be the potion of resurrection.
The Wanderer said that. Who's the Wanderer?
A mage from Philothandir. When we took him, he was in the thralls of sickness. Couldn't move or walk much of his own. But when we got him here, we put him to work. After a couple of days, the sickness faded. And he said he'd made some progress, so we kept him alive. But he tried to run. Tried to break out, and we had to kill him.
As you do.
You seem to be picking up a lot of people to be butchering them, poisoning them and such. Would you happen to know where the majority of the slave trade goes on?
Yeah. I will roll history for him. There's a lot of people in Dulciverne right now
Mm-hmm.
for the princess's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them often buy people to work for them.
And they just do this on the street, do they?
I did hear about one trade. Towards the west, there's a great place of unrest. Constant raging war between the 4 factions.
Which factions are these?
The factions of the Warlands.
I see.
He's not. He doesn't know more than that.
Was it always to the west?
Yes.
Thought it was to the south. No.
I was of the southwest. No, I was always Middle West.
Alright.
Yeah.
I'm a sporting gentleman. I say these chaps have been mighty helpful. We can kick them down the hall, give them a weapon, close the door on them. They have a chance.
Seems like more chance than they give a lot of other people.
Yeah, very generous.
I was thinking we were just gonna try these potions on them. You know, keep them alive. Right?
I only like torturing people if I can get more information out of them, not just for the fun.
But it's not torturing, it's keeping our word.
Don't know that it.
It's potions of immortality, sort of, right?
You hear a pounding on the trapdoor from the other side.
Always.
And Kieran kind of jumps back with a little bit.
Hey pal, can you not?
I will kneel down to one of the 2 that's tied, the one that was just talking,
Yeah.
and grab him by the face and say, if you can tell me where slave trade is happening in the city, I won't kick you down into that pit. Just your friend.
They're traded by the lizard folk. Alright?
Lizard folk. Where are the lizard folk?
We don't know. They come from the warlands. They come from the warlands with creatures in shackles. They sell them to the lords.
You've been very helpful.
Please don't kill me, and please don't throw me down there. If you do, I'm as good as dead. You're no better than murderers. I have no chance of living. You wouldn't condemn...
I kind of wanted to hear what he had to say. You wouldn't condemn...
And he goes to say the innocent, but his own conscience stops him. That... I was just
That's what I thought.
doing what I was told.
Yes, well, we've all heard that before, haven't we?
Okay, I'm gonna be generous and just cut up their tongues so they can't report what we look like.
Ooh,
Wow.
With his knife.
nice. Please. No, I don't want to be a mute. They'll kick me out of the car. There's nothing I can do. You're ruining my... And gurgles of blood as it pours from his mouth. The taste of the blood makes him vomit. And his tongue falls from his mouth and hits the ground. He frantically tries to grab at it, but, you know, he's tired. So and he's like shaking his head and blood is spraying upon him. And the other one just pisses his pants. He's now tied to his friend, blood dripping from his mouth and soiled undergarments.
Yep, I do them both, yeah.
Just kill me.
No, I promised. Can't do that.
And blood spurts from his mouth. The other tongue hits the floor in this wet, kind of sloppy sound.
Yep, so I'll light the notes and say, oh, I think we've, good trip. Anything you want to hear?
Achieved a lot. Definitely didn't disturb myself at all. Feeling like...
Kieran's demeanour has changed a lot in the last 10 seconds.
We want to kill these guys.
A little bit.
Quite a bit.
Sorry, man.
But
We promised them.
Yeah.
no, absolutely fair. You said dirty word, and hey, can't fault you on that.
Cool. Alright, shall we?
Just
as
knock
we...
the guards out as well.
They're pretty much about to pass out from lack of blood.
I'll just give him a friendly bop on the head.
Two heads pouring with thick, viscous red liquid hit the floor of the alchemist's workshop.
Cool. Sweet. So, and we've set the poke on fire, right?
Yes, in fact, the burning books crackling as small bits of embers float into the air and the thick plumes of smoke start gathering on the roof. The alchemist jug closest to this on the table cracks from the heat, and as the liquid within hits the flame, it lights up and the walls are now illuminated in fire. Could take down the whole palace.
Cool. I don't see any problem with that.
We're in the palace?
Aren't we
Not for
looking
long.
for
That just gives us some time pressure, yeah.
slaves?
Yeah, I thought, I don't know, we couldn't see him.
Not here, like we're in a palace.
We found one.
Oh, yeah, alright. We freed the slave.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think, yeah, mission
Job done.
accomplished.
Good. We can go home. It's fine.
Well, I suppose he's going to have we'll burn to a crisp.
Yep. Shall we move on?
Yeah.
I think the decision about it being on fire has been made.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Is this a stone palace or a wood palace?
So, the tables and stuff are all made of wood. The floor itself is stone. The walls themselves are mostly wood,
Cool.
with silver and metal doors as well.
Alright, I'm
Maybe
gonna
some-
wait outside and close the door behind me when everyone's out.
Okay.
Yeah, we should shut that into smoke as in.
Yeah.
Kieran runs with great
I
rogue
see.
nimbleness, just whoosh, darts, and he's out the door. The rest of you kind of choking a little bit from the acrid smoke of the thick chemical substances. But you make your way out, and the very heavy door is closed behind you. That might contain the fire. But it's hot to the touch now.
Right, well, I found out a little bit of information for what I was after. Do we have anywhere in particular we need to go now? Or want to go?
well, there's the.
As fun as this has been, I might end my association with you rather brutish, fierce gentlemen. And Kieran kind of takes a few steps backwards.
Before you go, can you point us in the direction of the airships?
Absolutely. They're all parked within the king's court, that way.
Excellent.
good luck, and he kind of just elbows a window and kind of jumps backwards. Bye, and disappears.
Good. Shouldn't have been out of the bag.
Should have waited another 2 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. They just ripped each other's tongues out. No. Okay. Yeah. What are we doing here now? Are we starting a coup? Are we?
We don't know that there are more slaves here. I thought, like, we actually don't.
Well, especially not within the palace itself.
Yeah.
Like the guard said that it was even if they're in the city. It doesn't like the lizard folk are going to be allowed in the palace, are they?
No.
So let's get out now,
They'll
right?
be in the docks and the poor places. Well,
Yeah.
the slaves are what I'm after, but what other intrigue do we have?
I mean, I'm all about the coup. I'd like to do that. So I'm down for that. I mean, we've already set the palace on fire. I feel like that's like at least like halfway there. Like,
Yeah.
So we could kill Hassan or kidnap his daughter or something.
yeah.
Those are our options, I think.
I mean, if we to get an airship, we need to go through the King's Court. That kind of seems like there might be a
Love the guards.
yeah. But but also kind of the same kind of direction. I think we're all a bit jacked up as well, though. So maybe
Yeah.
we need to do something about that before we get to any more fights.
Yeah, I'll send my later out to scout, see if
Sure.
there's any little nook we can rest in.
Okay. There are a couple of rooms through doors that are closed, so you can't really see much more than that, other than the hallway, which kind of goes round for quite some time.
Let us not forget that we supposedly have assassins chasing after us as well.
All the people who are involved in that are dead though. Like the guards who are there are dead. All the commoners who we riled up got killed. So I don't know if there's anyone who would identify us.
There are ways to speak with the dead.
Of course.
It'd be hard to track us into the castle. It's probably not working. I guess.
What if we go kill the princess while we're here? We already killed a couple of unknown guards.
She's
I think there'll be more than 4 or 5 unknown guards between us and the princess.
Yeah.
And she seems like a terrible brat, but perhaps more a product of the area around her and nobility. So, just putting it out there. Also, she's like 12, isn't she?
9.
Yeah, younger than that, yeah.
Yeah.
A few small wisps of smoke start billowing out from beneath the door.
Step away.
Yeah.
Yep.
I want to open the door. And then this room starts burning faster, and then we get to run out the front doors.
Well, can we remember the way we came and go back that way?
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea because like when we. I don't know if it's a good idea to rest anywhere in a burning building.
Yeah.
And so we probably kind of
We
want
have a
to.
short rest in the lobby.
Yeah. Maybe we want to go and.
Just set up a campfire.
Yeah, maybe like leave the castle, go back maybe like somewhere else outside of it, a bit safer, and then kind of work out our next move from there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I like that.
Okay.
On to my familiar scouting ahead.
Cool. Alright. So yeah, the same guards that you passed on the way there are still at their posts, talking about the pleasure houses of the palace. So.
I quickly put my fucking pike and great axe back into the bag holding
Yeah.
it, and then pull out some random junk and pretend I'm carrying more stuff.
Okay.
You guys are still in your guard outfits, right?
Yeah, we're in the red ones now though.
Oh shit, yeah.
We got promoted.
5 minutes.
I'm gonna have the familiar create some banging noises and create a diversion as we go past.
Cool. Alright.
So is it a 3-way intersection or something, or can I lead them off some?
Yeah, so the hallway keeps continuing around that way. And you kind of came from a hallway that splits off it. So if you made the noise around the corners, yeah. They essentially immediately just turn, tap each other, and yeah, you watch them go. You don't know how long they're going to be there for, but they go around.
Run.
Cool. Everyone make stealth checks.
Oh boy. Fuck.
I get disadvantage because I'm wearing
5.
fucking
Rifle
chainmail.
man?
Oh shit, I do as well, don't
6.
Also, I'm carrying shit.
That's a 5.
I did better at stealth than the cleric.
Nice.
That's a
Well,
6.
I've got heavy armor on as well. So.
Yeah, so do I.
Unbelievably, I rolled a perception roll with 3.
Oh my god!
You guys all non-stealthily stealth your way somehow around this corner.
Oh, the demons must be at it again.
Yeah, the guards kind of just
Is this like fire to you?
Yeah.
so I kind of look around, nothing, and I turn back, and you guys just sneak like trail of cloak just vanishing as they turn immediately and go back to their posts.
It's like a fucking comedy of errors.
Damn rats. Must be the wind.
You make your way back to the room where you found the treasure map.
Sweet. I'm gonna pick up all I can. Keep in mind I'm a Goliath, and it's probably more like from what I can actually fit in my hands than from what's the weight.
So you kind of like just put your hand on the edge of a table and just sweep and grab as much loot as you can. You've got this huge like armful of stuff. You can't do much else though.
No.
And you're up like several floors.
Yes.
Yeah. Cool.
Anything obviously valuable?
I fell before I can fall
Everything
again.
looks valuable in this room.
More valuable than the other stuff.
Roll some insight.
Insight or investigation?
And insight to see which is more valuable.
8.
12.
Okay. Some of it is gold, some of it's silver, chalices and stuff. There's a few gems inlaid to some of the thing.
22.
And yeah, a couple of weapons that look like they're elven made and, you know, finely crafted, expensive. Yeah.
I'll put some weapons and some gem inlaid chalices in the bag of holding.
Cool. Yep. Just like picking items, throwing them in. Yep. Sure.
So yeah, take one for myself for the rest of it.
Cool. Okay. Yep. Sweet. The room itself is quiet. The air is still dusty. The moonlight now beaming through the window casts a silver beam across the room, with thick dust kind of pluming through it.
Oh yeah, and taking the big map we were looking at before.
Cool. Yeah. The map of Amharic Abidi.
I'm not going to spell that correctly.
Yeah, I'll try and get out now, yes.
Okay, the window's still broken. As you like approach, there's this like fresh spring breeze that comes through, and outside you can see now a quiet courtyard. The blood seemingly cleared from this vantage point, and beneath the wall, which you'd mostly all failed to jump over. A few birds flitted past the window, and then off into the night.
We're going to go rest somewhere or go straight to the airships. Or
I've got a better running jump.
I definitely need a rest. My spell slots are pretty used up and I'm not feeling great health-wise. So.
Yeah, did the rampart seem safe for resting? Or
Like the in between the walls bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
And can we jump to them?
Yeah, make some acrobatics checks to get down this wall.
Athletics, running jump.
Let's go do it.
Sure.
17.
Slightly better, yes. Alright.
You say athletics?
Yeah.
Sweet, 17.
19.
Ah, I want to deal some falling damage.
Mine's a 10.
Alright,
Not with what I'm holding.
10 points of bludgeoning damage as Erdan poof, just hits the ground and, you know, not a well way and smacks the floor.
Do I get some heals?
Sure, bro. Are you unconscious?
I'm on 1.
You're on one.
Oh, that's all I have to need.
Like, I just realised after making the jump,
Yeah.
if I had failed.
Sure thing. I will use Cure Wounds on you, which is 1d8.
I mean, actually, hold on. We're going to be doing a short rest
Yeah.
when we get down.
Well, I mean, the spell slot back anyway.
Yeah.
So, so that's 1d8 plus...
That's a lot.
Yeah, plus 2 plus 1, so plus 3. So 7 points of damage.
Nice.
Healing.
Points of damage.
Yeah, sorry, healing.
Oh shit! Yeah.
That would have, saved me from taking 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Exactly.
It wouldn't have.
So as you guys find yourselves in this little kind of like quiet spot, the starlight beaming down upon you like quite brightly, quite a nice night, and so quite stillness in the air as the rest of the palace is essentially gone to rest. The guards that are still out are on the night shift. They're not paying too much attention to what's happening within the walls. They're much more focused on making sure those entrances to the common areas are well shut off. They do not want any more rioters coming through. In fact, you can kind of get glimpses on the wind of them travelling into the common areas to arrest and interrogate and try and figure out what caused that uprising immediately. The palace itself is under grand lockdown. All the doors are heavily shut, each one guarded. They have not yet discovered the room full of burning fire and the bodies that lay within, but certainly that might not be the case for very long.
I'm going to suggest that we don't take a rest immediately under the window we broke in.
Yeah, that's a good call. Well, I like that. Yeah.
The party packs up their belongings upon second thought and makes their way a little bit further away from where the window is. As you guys kind of drift off, you must like take out some of your armors and such to sleep and gain the benefits of a long rest, so you do that. But try and huddle yourselves in a place that does not look obvious as to where you're hopefully staying for the night. It takes you some time to fall off, but eventually you will drift into sleep.
Do we want to have watch? I will take first watch.
Yeah. I just need a shot. Does anyone need one?
Yeah, I can use long rest.
Okay.
Over a long rest, we might as well.
You're pretty beat up as well.
Just a little bit.
So,
I'll take 2 hours watch and then wake someone else.
Cool.
Yeah.
So on the night of Mirabel Deterian's birthday, many lives lost this eve due to some events that some might say the party started. But
Debatable.
as you guys vanish into the thick black of night and your consciousness slip into the wondrous dream world, your slumber is absolute. And that is where we'll leave tonight's session of Black Winter Nights. Come join us again, same time next week, where we find out what happens to the burning palace, the dead guards, the dead commoners, the somewhat rattled alchemist quarry store person, the stolen items, the broken windows, and all the chaos you guys have somehow managed to conduct.
Black
And
Winter
this-
Nights, we get shit done.
Well, we flail around and set shit on fire. I don't know if we
Yeah.
actually achieved anything, but it was fun.
In the space of 2 days, you've managed to cause quite an uprising in
We
Dulce
pretty
Verde.
much destroyed a kingdom right
Yeah, it's
there.
pretty cool.
No one's used their real name yet, right?
The Black Winter Nights.
Or any other
Oh,
name.
no, we
Yeah.
haven't
I think
introduced
we're okay,
ourselves,
yeah.
have we?
No.
I mean,
No.
this is all very much a what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas kind of situation.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
different continent, we'll go back. None of this ever happened. We're good, you know?
Yeah. Your
Cool.
environment's safe.
And we'd like to give a shout out to our new follower,
Digital and dice.
Digital and Dice. Thank you very much for following the channel. We really do appreciate
Read
it.
your handwriting.
Read it. Makes perfect sense.
Digital Dice. Thank you so much. That really makes us happy. It means that you enjoyed what you saw, which is we put a lot of work into it. So thank you. And come join us same time next week for the continuation of Black Winter Nights, and we'll find out what happens. I'm dying to find out myself. Also, in a couple of days, there's the other live stream, Eyes of Elisia. Interesting note, the party of Eyes of Elisia are actually on their way to Dulce Verne. So there might be some crossover there, which is interesting.
There's just not going to be any city left for them to go.
Someone ripped out all these people's tongues.
Yeah.
they arrived
I
to,
heard this
like,
was a nice city. It's just a smouldering ruin.
with 4 adventurers whistling nonchalantly as they pass this on the high road.
Dead elephant and like peasant bits all through the fucking courtyard.
Oh, what happened here? I wouldn't like to meet this villain.
Looks like someone saved the people.
Yeah. So thank you guys for joining us on D20 Multiverse. Remember, if you're bored and this is like not late for you and you're still doing stuff, check out the rest of our content on YouTube because there's a lot of it. We do a whole bunch of stuff there, and I'm so tired. But thank you guys for making this enjoyable and concerning. It's been questionable.
Thanks for explaining how we rip out people's tongues and torture people.
No worries, no worries. It's a weird kind of facilitation to
It is.
like kind of actualize your demented fantasies.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
People are still keen. We'll work it out once.
Yeah. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world. And thanks for being here on D20 Multiverse, where nerds are power. From myself, Oliver Dungeon Master. Good night. And these guys say good night as well.
Yeah,
Good night.
yeah, we do.
Where's my bag?